Did you summon me? Also, thanks for the stretch.
Balls.
Oh, you know, it takes a big stretch to come out of the floor like that. So, thanks for the stretch. Really appreciate that one. But, you know, it's very, very important to your health. Make sure you're nice and stretched. It's very important. Are you stretched? Have you stretched? You should stretch. But welcome in, everyone. How are y'all doing today? Happy Tuesday. How's it going? How are y'all doing? I am very excited for today because I get to talk about tarot, and I really like talking about tarot. But before we get started, how are you guys doing? How's your Tuesday? Fox is flat. You're a liar, but that's okay. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in Belle, welcome in Xanthus, welcome in Felix, welcome in Kuro, welcome in Sheb, welcome in Obsidian, welcome in Inferno, and welcome in Arm. Hello. How are y'all doing today? Yes. Today, we're going to be talking about tarot, but we're also going to be talking about Arcana Force, which is an archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! Based on tarot cards, which I'm really excited to be talking about this. I've been doing a bunch of research, I've been looking into a lot, and I will show you. I have all of my tarot decks out over here. All 4 of them. I have 4 tarot decks. Smaller lunch than you would hope? Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Why was your lunch small? But yes, I'm... Based is true. Thank you. Welcome in, Dragon, as well. Hello, how are you? And Plucci, I saw you throw the book, so you're also here. But I got all 4 of my tarot decks here. You can't see the baby one. I have... I have a baby tarot deck. And this one, this Fallout one was a gift from Obsidian, so thank you very much for that as well. I really appreciate it. You're not here. Okay, well, it's just the wind, you know. It happens. Sometimes the wind bangs up against the window back there, and it sounds kind of like Plucci. But I'm ready. Encore Diners made the fool? Or what, the food? I'm already talking about tarot. Good lord. Made the food even smaller. That stinks. Hello, Earl. How are you doing today? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Do you know anything about Arcana Force, Earl? Have you ever played an Arcana Force card? You're welcome, as always. Good luck to be gifted a tarot deck. Yes, it is. You're doing shit? Okay, fine. Welcome in, Lantier. How are you doing? You would like to test fate. What a fantastic day to do it. Hello, Fable. Hello. All right, let me get the tarot decks out of the way. You can also choose which tarot deck, by the way, if you'd like. The default one is this one. We'll talk about that a little bit. But I also have the baby deck. This one I do for, like, personal readings and stuff. No, I mean the day was shit. Oh! You're doing shit. Okay, sorry. Like, when you say doing shit, I figured you were, like, doing something. But the day was shit. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. Hopefully your day gets better, though. All right, let's do some test fates today. Thank you so much for the hydrate. All right, your question for tarot is... Yeah, so personal readings, sometimes I have friends or family ask me for personal readings, and I don't have my main deck on me. Also, this deck fits in your pocket. I have a deck box on a garter belt that I can put on my leg, and this little deck fits in there. It's just very carryable. Good to have around. Is the 8th floor enough? Wow, that's certainly a question.
How much is that doggy in the window?
Yes, Obsidian, you reminded me. Also, would you like a tarot reading, or are you just reminding me about how much is the doggy in the window? All right, so Obsidian made a comment yesterday when I was singing for when you were playing BioShock. And Obsidian mentioned that it reminded him of how much is that doggy in the window. I used to work at a pet store. Also, while I'm telling the story, I will give Lantier's Fate. Alright, that is a 10. That is not a double or 6, so you know what that means. Shadow Realm time. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. But I used to work at a pet store. And one day, I was working at the register, and it was like, I usually worked 5 to 9, so it was probably like 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night. The store is really quiet, and I got a phone call on the phone at the register. We very rarely get phone calls. And so I answered the phone, and I was like, hello, pet store here. How may I help you? And on the other line was this old man. And he had a very strange request. He was like, "Hi, I'm calling because I would really like to hear how much is that doggy in the window? I just got this new puppy, and I'm just really fond of the song, and I just haven't heard the song." Obviously, this old man is very confused. He called a pet store, but it was a really quiet night, and nothing was going on, and my boss was not there. And so he called, and I just kind of looked around, and I was like, "Well, I'm sorry, sir. We don't really offer that sort of thing. This is a pet store, but I can sing it for you if you like." He's like, "Oh, that would be lovely." So here I am in the middle of the pet store, 7:30 at night, on the phone, and I just start singing. "How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail." And after I finish, the old man is just like, "Thank you. That was very lovely. Bye." And then he hung up. So that was my story about how much is that doggy in the window. It was very strange to work at a pet store. And probably one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Hello, Nightmare, welcome in. Yes, we're going to talk about all the Arcana Force cards, including the ones that have not come to Master Duel yet. Alright, Earl. We'll see what the dice say. He just wanted a tune. Yeah, he just wanted a tune. I mean, probably could have called a DJ or, like, literally anyone else instead of, like, a 17-year-old girl working at a pet store, but, you know, I wasn't getting paid to stand around, so I'm taking that minimum wage and using it to good use, I guess. Yeah, when I was in high school working at the pet store. You think I'm still that old, Earl? Anyways, I'm sending you to the Shadow Realm. No, I'm not. Just kidding. You got a card reading. Fuck you. All right. Okay. Let's see. What'd you call me? I'm reading your fucking fate, okay? Here it is. Here it is. There's your fate, Earl. There it is. There it is. Yeah? Yeah? Does that make sense? Does that tell you what you need to know? I'm glad it does. Alright, I'll fucking shuffle the deck for you. Earl, you're giving him a free trip still? Take that. I'll have a little vacation to the Shadow Realm. Get rotated. Here's your fate. Yeah? Yeah? Alright, Earl. Okay, what was your... Is the 8th floor enough? Goofy, no you. Pog, no, not Pog. Not that Pog. Alright. Here we go. King of Wands and 4 of Wands in reverse. Alright. Take this wand and shove it up your... let's see here. We have... okay, well. King of Wands is all about taking control, making daring decisions, and being bold. Also, optimistic. But to clarify, we have 4 of Wands in reverse. Alright, let's see what 4 of Wands is all about. So, will the 8th floor be enough? Well, yes. You gotta be optimistic, you gotta make sure you land correctly, but, gotta tell you, I think you're a little unstable, Earl. Are you lacking some support? Do you not have your family for you? Are you feeling a little unwelcome, a little uncomfortable? Maybe something's going on at home? Is there something wrong with you? Like, clearly, like, it would work, but maybe you should figure out what's going on inside before you try and solve the problems outside, you know, Earl? Maybe you need to take a breather, step back from the ledge, you know, as they say. Yeah, there you go. How's that? You gonna take that and shove it up? There's your reading. Welcome in, Josh. Welcome in, Robert. How are you guys doing today? Hello, hello. Alright, who is next? Kuro, let's test your fate. Oh, so, be bold and take action. Sounds like it's telling me to jump. You shove it, woman. Goofy, no you! Alright. Here we go, Kuro. Let's test your fate. That is a 5. That is not a double or 6. You know what that means? Shadow Realm time. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Oh, so you want me to shove something up your... Oh, so the fingering? That does it for you? Hi, Spartan. How are you? Alright, Fable, let's test your fate. That is an 8. That is not a double or 6. So you know what that means? Shadow Realm time. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Salutes in the chat for Fable. And Jaden would also like to test fate. Alright, Jaden, that is 2 4s. That is a double. What is your question? You're the only one getting fate tested? False. Yeah, you're a liar. Straight up liar. Alright, let's see. What is your question, Jaden? And I'll shuffle the deck. Liar, liar, pants on fire? That's not how you spell fire. Balls? True, Spartan, true. Is that your true feelings? Hello, Omvi, how are you? Can you have a tarot reading too? Absolutely. Just use your channel points. Robert would also like to test fate. But welcome in, Omvi, how have you been? And hello, Sheb, welcome in, welcome in. We're just doing some tarot reading right now before we get starting to yap about tarot. Should I still play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or take a break since I'm not finding it too enjoyable? Fantastic question. Let's see what the deck says for you. Alright, Jaden. Here we go. We have Temperance. You know where I'm going. I do indeed. Alright, Temperance. Let's see, Jaden. Alright, well, Temperance is all about patience. It's about finding peace and moderation. So, if you're not really enjoying it right now, take a break. It's always a good thing to do. If you feel like you're forcing yourself to do something just out of habit and not because you're enjoying it, there's no reason to continue. Alright, Felix. I will get to your reading as soon as I go through Omvi and Sheb. But I will ask you for your question when it's your turn. Welcome in, Deutscher. How have you been? Chat, did you know that I'm trying to take Vixie out on a date, Link says. And Earl says, in response, damn, my condolences, brother. Damn, condolences. But yeah, if you are not enjoying it, take a break. Temperance is all about moderation. It's about finding harmony and serenity. So if you're not finding that in the games you're playing, step back. Spit in their food? I have seen taking out a married woman. You've been going through it? I'm so sorry to hear that, Deutscher. For it, and I'll say it again, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has changed Tara from Mi Zawaruto. Yep. You eat her fridge? Yeah, don't spit in the food, because Earl eats that. He eats the food out of my fridge. Welcome in, James. How are you? Alright. Robert would also like to test fate. Alright, Robert, what is your fate today? Are you going to get lucky? Or are you going to get sent straight to the Shadow Realm? Here we go. That is a 3. Alright, Robert, I'm sorry to say, but you are getting sent straight to the Shadow Realm. Inferno, if you would do the honors. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Alright, Omvi. She jorking the dices? You know the rules, and so do I. I'm doing great. Happy Tuesday. Best day ever printed. Next is Saturday. I didn't know the days were printed. I guess they're printed on a calendar. But what do you like so much about Tuesday? Alright. Say goodbye. Here we go, Omvi. Is it actually your Shadow Realm time? Are you going to get unfortunately lucky? You are going to get unfortunately lucky. Alright, Omvi. That is a 6. You get a card reading, but your card will be reversed. And then Shep has a question, and Felix has a question. Alright. I know, Omvi. It's just the luck of the draw. Tuesdays is locals. Ooh, very exciting. Also, welcome in, Ericus. How are you? Movie Tuesday is only $5. Ooh, what movie is it being featured today? Very interesting. Welcome in, Raven. How are you today? Hello, hello. Long time to see. Only shall still have a taste of what you wanted. Don't worry. True, true, true. Thing is, it's not like I'm playing it religiously. I just find it hard to enjoy 15-minute turn, only to get like 15 seconds to yourself. Very fair. Very fair. You've been bored. Well, welcome in then. Get ready for some entertainment. Thanks. Guess I'll find out how I'm doing today. All right, you'd also like to test fate. I got a couple tarot readings to get to before I get to you, but I will get to you soon. What do you mean I invaded this chat? Oh, because, oh, you invaded this chat. Yes. Testing fate. I am Solar. Would you like to test your fate? Yeah, it's true. I am also keeping Poochie in the basement. Blue Eyes is so expensive still. It's an anime archetype. It's bound to be expensive. Damn, Earl. Will my friends be surprised of my D&D scenarios? Ooh, very fun question. Let's see what the deck says. We have 9 of Wands. In the positive orientation. Alright. Lots of wands today. Well, it seems that you put in a lot of work for these scenarios, but you're very close to getting a reward for them. So, all the effort you've put into the scenarios, all the time, all the thought, everything that you put into it, it's going to come to an end soon, whenever you get to reveal them, and you will successfully surprise them. They will enjoy it, and it'll be all worth the effort. So hopefully that makes sense. If you need me to clarify, let me go. Let me know. It was upside down, so you're all good. Alphas, you asked me if I know anything about Arcana Force. You mean the coin archetype? Yes, the coin archetype based on tarot cards. Indeed. You don't. Well, guess what? You're in the right place. Hello, lover. How are you doing? I'm doing fantastic. Doesn't matter which movie as long as you go. I thought I'd check in with everybody and see what the word for the day is. Nevertheless, 07. 07 to you as well, James. Farewell. Have a great day today. Yappy, but still not Shadow Realm. What do you mean you're in the right place? I'm going to be talking about the Arcana Force archetype today. That's what I'm planning for today. Alright, let's see. Sheb would like to know, how will your day be tomorrow? Let's see what the deck says. And then Felix has a question. I'll dance naked on the street before I watch your Master Duel stream to learn from you. Did you think I was going to learn you how to teach you how to play the deck? Because the deck is not playable. The only thing you can do with the Arcana Force archetype currently, besides the gimmick that I have planned for today, is a very cheesy FTK strategy where you prevent your opponent from playing the game. What are you going to teach me? What it's all about. What's it based on? What does it mean? Do the cards have any similarity to the tarot cards it's based on? What even is tarot? What does it have to do with card games? What does it have to do with fortune telling? Fucking nerd emoji moment. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about today. The new supports are decent, but still an FTK. The new supports are interesting, but they're also not a Master Duel, so I can't play with them yet. And prevent your opponent from playing the game Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. True. Alright. How is your day going to go? Let's see what the deck says, Sheb. We have the Empress in reverse. Alright. Here we go. The Empress. Can you guys hear the music alright, or is it too quiet? It might be a little quiet.
The power of Christ tells you.
Alright. You hear no music. Good to know. Let me turn it up then. How's that?
The power of Christ tells you.
I'm here. Alright. Well, the Empress in reverse is all about insecurity. It's a lack of confidence and a lack of growth. So, tomorrow might be a little bit difficult for you. You may find yourself in a position where you're not very confident with yourself. You feel like you're lacking. And that's okay to have days like that. It's always good to know that that is a potential thing that may happen so you can prepare for it. So, if you know that tomorrow might be a bit of a struggle, try and go in it with a clear head. Get enough sleep tonight. Balls. Make sure you're well rested and get ready for the day. Also, welcome at Eban. How are you? But hopefully that makes sense, Sheb. If you need me to clarify, let me know. What are you sending? Shut the fuck up, Earl. I can't be excited and passionate about things? God damn. Okay. Yeah. The Fortune Lady cards can also be used for tarot. Huh? Alright. Felix, it is your turn. What is your question? You're not doing good at the moment. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. You're welcome to share the What's going on? We're just gonna be yapping today. Your TCG player best you can do is general disappointment with Carpex. True. You just be a slave of the society, not being happy and stuck in some shitty jobs that pays misery. Yeah, you're right. I'm not allowed to be happy. I can't have any enjoyment. I can't have passion. I can't be excited about things. You're right, you're right. Okay, so I'm gonna go in stream, make myself some gruel, and stare at a white wall that I've just freshly painted for the next 8 hours. Not even bother taking a shower, and then go straight to bed and get prepared to do it again tomorrow. Oh, it's because I'm a woman. Oh, okay. Literally 1984. What? It's white. I can't have it any other interesting color. It has to be white. It has to be a white painted wall. Yeah, they don't let me bathe either because that's too much time to myself. You might be a woman, but at least you're a W woman. I mean, I'll take the W and just go into woman. Did somebody leak my daily schedule? Oh, shit. I know you're a streamer, you can defy some stereotypes. Chat does not believe me when I say this. Because they think, 1, because I'm a woman, 2, because I'm a streamer, and 3, because I am goth. That means I don't shower. I shower daily. They just refuse to believe me. Would y'all sit in a completely orange-colored room? Are the walls padded? Just not feeling myself today. I was really upset this morning. Now I'm just depressed. But I can't mentally survive. Well, we'll hang out. She does not shower, chat. She doesn't wipe either, Spartan says. Alright, whatever. I'm the only one who believes you, Fox. Thank you. I guess Spartan's not even... like... I have a bidet. I got a Vixie at this one, but I can feel the stench through the mic. Yeah, he's right. I choose to believe you shower because I don't want to believe the alternative. Thank you. I'm glad. Maybe not that you would want to believe the alternative. What does a bidet do again? It cleans your butt. It's water that sprays up. She doesn't shower and she doesn't shave her armpits. That is not true. Yo, read my card. You did not redeem a test fate. Being ultra stinky? Bidet. Yeah, bidet. It's a fantastic invention. I'm not fancy enough to have a heated one. I rent, so I couldn't really install like a super fancy heated one, but those are nice. Orange room, it's fine as long as there's no rubber rats. Very true. Very true. The rats make me crazy. Welcome with Lamuna, how are you? You should clean your butt daily. You should clean your butt multiple times a day, honestly. How much for a reading? Fantastic question. So it is 500 channel points per card, or 500 channel points for 1 card, 5 for 3, 10 for 5 cards, or it's 100 bits per card, /dollars. Get yourself a Japanese bidet. They say hello and goodbye. They do. I went to Japan, and I got to experience a lot of bidets, but I gotta say, the water pressure in Japan, is lacking. You redeemed a test fate. You did. I was waiting on Felix, because it is time for me to do your card reading. What do you mean lacking? There's not enough water pressure. It's like getting a trickle from, I don't know. It's like a hamster. You know the hamster water? You want the fuck you want on your ass, a fucking car wash pump? I'd like it to be more than a trickle. I mean, I don't know where Felix is, whenever Felix is here, it is your turn. Also, Belle, if you are still here, I can do your reading as well. Imagine if a day's had hydrant water pressure. You are here. All right, what is your question? I've shuffled the deck. I'm ready to do your reading. I'm doing fantastic, though, Lamuna. We're doing some tarot reading, and then I get to talk about tarot and talk about Arcana Force. You can usually change settings from sad trickle to hey. I think people use this for something else. When I was in Japan, the highest water pressure was not actually that crazy. High pressure wash is preferable. Shut the fuck up, Earl. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Most bidets I built with had the water pressure of a short school water fountain. Exactly. It's not enough. Some weak streams. Oh my god. They're way too kind. That's what I'm saying. Okay. They're gonna make me catch feeling. Okay, shut up. Literally shut up. Maybe I just got the lucky draw of the prime pressure bidets. I mean, even the ones in the hotels. This is a weird conversation to be having. Could be a kid about it with a super soaker. Oh my god. But yeah, whenever you're ready for your question, Felix, I'm ready to read it. Let's see, who else am I waiting? Oh my god, we got through a lot. We have a lot more test fates. Alright, let's see. Deutscher, I can test you. Your fate? My question is, will tomorrow be a great day to celebrate my graduation, and will the party go well? Ooh, fantastic question. I hope it does go fantastically, but we'll see what the deck says. Also, congratulations. Very happy for you. No, because, like, imagine you just had a shit day, you lost money, your girlfriend left you, you lost your job, and then you go to the toilet, and the fucking toilet says, hello, I'm so happy to see you. And then you're just like, that toilet is getting a little too friendly for a fucking toilet. For some reason, I don't like the misconception about tarot cards. Just because the devil is in it does not mean, I repeat, does not mean devil worship. Oh, absolutely. If you want to see devil worship, you come over to me. But welcome, Vin. Also, hello, Kirito. How are you? No, it's like, it's not the toilet I expected, but it's the toilet I need. Shut the fuck up. The toilet they tell you not to worry about? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the ideal bidet should throw icicles on your butt. You worship the devil and Vixie. Let's go. Let's go. There you go. All right. This duel is weird, you guys. This is a really weird looking duel. She said these are Arcana Force cards? Like, what the heck? Anyways, Felix, let's see. How tomorrow will go for you. Not like most toilets. Here we go. Past, present, future. Alright, so, for tomorrow, we've got a 3-card spread. We have Knight of Pentacles, the Star, and 3 of Cups. Alright, so, to start off, in the past, we have Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Let me find them. Alright, well, Knight of Pentacles is about overworking. It is about finding tons of time to do a lot at once and working really hard towards it. But also potentially doing it not to a full effort, but either way, you're getting your degree. So I'd say you worked hard to get there. So now, in the present, we have the Star. Alright, let's see. The Star is a fantastic card because it's all about hope. It's about inspiration, it's about positivity. So, you got through all the stuff that you need to do to finish out and get your degree, and now you're currently feeling very happy. You're hopeful for the future, you're inspired to start new things, and overall, you're just feeling very positive. For the future, we have 3 of Cups in the positive orientation. And 3 of Cups is all about friendship, it's about community, and it's about big celebrations. So not only are you having a good time and you are proud to be where you are, you're going to have a very lovely celebration with a lot of close friends, a lot of people you really care about, and it'll just be a nice, good gathering. So hopefully that makes sense. If you need me to clarify, let me know. Oh shit, I'm so sorry. I just saw that you had an ad. I will come back to you then. The ad did not say that it was starting until now. Welcome in, Johnson, how are you? You do be back. Alright, how much of that did you hear? Welcome back from the ads. But Johnson, it's good to see you. Hope you've been well. Also, welcome in, Joker, how are you? Boggies! We could all worship the anime side, it's very true. Only the beginning. Start from the start of stream. Okay, so, hi everyone. Did you summon me? Blah, 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 blah. E-Man. That's what actually what we're going to be talking about today is Arcana Force, which is a tarot-themed deck. It's just not very good, but we'll get into it soon. Alright, so, only the beginning, so you got Knight of Pentacles, which is you've been working really hard, working towards it, and you got to a point where you felt done and didn't want to put any more effort towards it. So now, in the present, you have this feeling of hope. You have this feeling of positivity and just general energy and inspiration. You got all the work done that you needed to get done, and now you get to reap the benefits. So you're pretty hopeful for the future. And for the future, we have 3 of Cups, which is all about friendship. It's about community, and it's about gathering. So you're feeling good, And you got a wonderful celebration to look forward to with lots of lovely people who care very much about you and are very proud of you and will be able to celebrate all of your accomplishments. So, I think it'll go very well, and it'll be a very nice celebration, and you'll get to celebrate with a lot of people you care about, and just be very proud of what you've done. So hopefully that makes sense. If you need me to clarify, let me know. The power of friendship like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Exactly! Exactly! I'm gonna dip for a bit though, maybe back later with food. Alright, bring me something, okay, Earl? Just not out of my own fridge, okay? Unless it's banana bread, but the banana bread isn't in the fridge. Alright, don't worry, I will. Alright, fantastic. Also, Belle, Reverie, if you are still here, it is your turn for a reading. I was saying, let me see what's in your fridge. I have some tomato sauce. You are here. Alright, let me get your reading then. You would like a single card for your career. My god, it's a new hope. It is a new hope. Goddamn tarot fucker, that's me. I fuck the cards. Welcome in, Broken. How are you? Banana bread is fantastic. I love banana bread. Hey, yo. She does what to those cards? Oh, my God. Long story short, I had a bad period. So, a few years ago, without friends, I wouldn't be here. So, it's even thanks to them that I've made it. Well, I'm so glad to hear that. It's wonderful to have people like that in your life. Never seen a tarot Yu-Gi-Oh player before. That's me. Welcome in, Mid. How are you? I was gonna make a joke on that, but I'd rather not. She a little freaky. Alright. I'm so happy to hear that, though, Felix. And also, I'm very, very happy for you. Congratulations. Graduating college was one of the worst experiences of my life, but God, am I glad I did it. Feet. Me too, Ethereal. Not out of my fridge, then takes it immediately from the freezer. God damn it, not my freezer too. Shut up, Earl. Okay. Let's see what your career looks like, though, Reverie. Here we go. We have 4 of Cups in reverse. All right. Well, interesting. So 4 Cups in reverse is one of the rare cards where the reverse is actually the positive, because 4 of Cups is all about reaching a point of clarity. It's about reaching a point of acceptance and awareness. So if you're struggling to find a career, or if you're currently in a career, this could mean that you're going to finally find a place where you are comfortable, whether that's a better position or a career that you finally get into. Either way, you're going to find a place not only where you are comfortable and you feel accepted, but you can also find yourself happy in. But hopefully that makes sense. If you need me to clarify, let me know. Always a first for everything. I'm glad to hear good, though. I have to go now? Alright, Felix, thanks so much for being here. Have a fantastic lurk. What does it mean if you pull some tarot cards and get Exodia? You probably shuffled the wrong deck. Also, you're gonna get sent straight to the Shadow Realm. Gotta get that model rigged. Ooh, yeah, you do, you do. I can't wait to see it fully rigged. You just win at life, true. I guess you don't get sent to the Shadow Realm. Your opponent gets sent to the Shadow Realm. I guess in a way, Exodia could kind of be like Judgment. But before I get into analyzing all that, let me finish all these test fates. We're all tarot out today. It's a full tarot day. Exodia Arcana Force feels like a banger of a deck. That would be very interesting, because there's a little bit of draw power in Arcana Force, but it's not super solid. Fucking Cup of Ace, my beloved. Alright, Deutscher, let's test your fate. That is a 4, 2 2s. Alright, Deutscher, you get a card reading. What is your question? And as I wait for your question, I'm going to go down the list and see who else I have to test fate. Lynx, let's test your fate. That is a 9. That is not a double or 6. Alright, Lynx. That is you getting sent straight to the Shadow Realm. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Alright, your question is, will my April be better than the last 2 months? For example, will I get accepted to a full-time job, be able to get a new car, and be able to move out of my apartment with 0 complications? Let's see what the deck says. Don't forget to stretch. It's very true. Yes, your future gets obliterated. I think Exodia is the tower because he's the catastrophic end things. Ooh, I could see that. Probably get away with Fortune Ladies mixed with Exodia. Yeah, I think that would make a little bit more sense. It would be interesting. Hopefully you find your ideal woman in the Shadow Realm, Lynx. Yeah, I hope you do. I hope you do. Alright, let's see. Will your April be better than the last 2 months have been? Let's see what the deck says for you, Deutscher. I hope good things come your way. I've had some bad luck lately, but, you know, you just stay you deal with it, and you hope that it gets better. Alright, let's see what your card is. We have Ace of Wands in reverse. Alright, well, let's see. Seems like April might be a little bit slow for you too. It doesn't necessarily say that anything bad is going to happen, but just that there might be some potential delays. So, you may not exactly get that job right away. You may not exactly get that car, or be able to move out exactly with 0 complications, but it could have a lot of different things potentially causing it. Could be lack of energy. It could also just be hesitancy. So, if you want April to be better for you, you gotta take it by the balls, you know? You gotta go in, you gotta expect good things out of it. Don't let a lack of passion, don't let a bit of anxiety or any manner of doubt cause you to not get towards the things you want. You gotta push towards them. Don't let them come your way. So, don't let anything stop you, but be prepared for things to potentially try to stop you. Hopefully that makes sense. If you need me to clarify, let me know. I guess that's better than it being worse. It is better than it being worse. I did say, by the balls. I did. You're right. You're right. I said that. Might be Dark Side of Dimensions plot all over again. It could be. Yeah, you gotta take it by the balls, you know? You do. What, is that not a common phrase nowadays? Is that been Vixie-fied or something? I don't know. Anyways. Alright, lover, let's test your fate. Alright, where's my dice? Oh, there they are. Here we go. That is a 6. Alright, lover, what is your question? You may ask the deck a question, and your card will be reversed. Hello, Tobito. Oh my goodness, how have you been? Long time no see. Good time. Good to see you. Take them by the balls, man. Take them by the balls. Vixie-fied sounds like a magical girl anime spell. You know, at one point I actually considered something like that. Do you prefer Vixie or No Fox? Vixie is my name, but No Fox is also my nickname, so it's really whatever people prefer. I answer to both. But I hope you've been well. It's good to see you. We're just doing some tarot reading today, and then I get to talk about tarot in Arcana Force, and I'm really excited. Alright, though. H-Lover, what is your question? I'm shuffling the deck for whenever you are ready. And let me see who else I need to catch up with. Alright, looks like we've got Johnson, we've got Kuro, and we have Solar. Alright, let me do Johnson. Where are my dice? I keep losing them. That is a 9! Alright, Magic Johnson, I'm so sorry, but that is you getting sent straight to the Shadow Realm. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Farewell for now. Alright, Solar, let's test your fate. That is also a 9. Unlucky, but you are also getting sent to the Shadow Realm. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Can't the tarot anymore? Bad things happen with tarot? I haven't had anything bad happen with tarot. GG. Farewell, Solar. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Also, Kuro, are you still here? And H-Lover, whenever you are ready. Did I miss anyone in YouTube chat also looking for a tarot reading? Still here. Alright. Hold on. I gotta send you all to the Shadow Realm. Johnson, farewell. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Goodbye. And Solar, good to see you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Farewell. Alright. Let me get your reading then, Kuro. Will I ever get over my artist block to draw again on Sundays? Specifically Sundays. Interesting. You're back. Welcome back. I just took your job. You've been fired. We aren't dueling with Arcana Force. We're having a discussion. Ah, I see. Well, we might get some duels in. I did build something for today. We'll talk about it. I had to do one last minute thing. Pardon? You're fine. They took his job. Can I unmod myself now? No. Oh, I missed your test fate, Ericus. Okay, I'll get you. Let me get Kuro's reading, and then it'll be your turn. Will I ever get over my artist block to draw again on Sundays? Here we go. Knight of Swords. Alright, in the positive orientation. Alright, well. Knight of Swords is all about being assertive, ambitious, but also being a little bit impatient and a bit of a perfectionist. So, maybe the problem with your artist block is that you're expecting a little bit too much out of yourself. I will say, I have done artwork before in the past. And I struggle a lot with artist block too. And a lot of it happens because I'm not confident in my skills. So, I think one thing you should do is just draw for the sake of drawing. If that's what the kind of artwork you're doing. It depends on the kind of artwork you're doing, but you did say drawing. So, draw for the sake of drawing. Don't draw out of trying to get something specific. As well, with artist block, one of the best things I've actually heard is to get over artist block is to draw fan art. Of anything you're passionate about. But that's like the biggest thing to do, is if there's something you're passionate about, make artwork for it. And that way, you can get practice in with drawing specific things, clothing, characters, what have you. But whatever it is, drawing fan art helps you out. Hopefully that makes sense. If you need me to clarify it all, let me know. But yeah, I think it could be you're expecting more out of yourself than you feel like you get done, or that you're not satisfied with what you get done. But if you are ambitious with it, if you're assertive and you force specific things out of it, without expecting specific things out of it, I think you'll get better results. Hopefully that makes sense. Lorenzo, thank you so much for the lurk. Can I on myself now and get off from the stuff planned for the end of this month? Yeah, of course. Pterodec once again gets very accurate. Well, it does a good job at that. Alright. Ericus, let's test your fate. And then, whenever Lover comes back, it'll be his turn for a reading. But for now, after we get Ericus's reading done, I want to talk about tarot. Here we go, Ericus. That is a 7. I'm sorry, but that is you getting sent straight to the Shadow Realm. Farewell for now. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. As I said, to get through artist block, to draw, just draw yourselves the opposite gender in goofy situations. That's very funny. That is also a potential thing you could do. But yeah, any kind of, like, doing artwork of other things, and not, because, like, I know when I was drawing a lot, I always wanted to draw, like, my characters, like, my original characters and stuff like this, and like that, but, I wasn't able to get the designs I was satisfied with them, so if you take a character that has a definitive design, I just wanted to know that my question is, how am I going to do it locals today? So if I get sent to the Shadow Realm, that's an answer. You were sent to the Shadow Realm, Ericus. Inferno, if you would do me the honor. Thank you for playing, Ericus. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Best of luck at your locals. Just don't get sent to the Shadow Realm there. Yeah, these are bullet dice. They are indeed. Yes, he was on YouTube. Alright. If anyone else would like a tarot reading, let me know. Otherwise, I'm ready to talk about tarot. Arcanus of the future is Vixie, and the future is now. Good afternoon, Richard. Thank you so much for the hugs. Hope you're doing well today. Here I would like to test fate. I'm done for searching his name here. Sorry. Sorry. Yes, Ericus was on YouTube. Here we go, hero. That is a 5. That is not a double or 6. So you know what that means? Shadow Realm time. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. If Fiendsmith Engraver was in the anime, would he be a villain, good guy, or an absolute himbo? He'd be a villain because he won't leave me alone. Welcome in, Roxas. How are you? Hello, hello. All right. So, let's talk about tarot. So we've been doing tarot readings for the past 45 minutes. But do you guys know anything about the history of tarot? Where it came from? What it's inspired by? When it started? Where it started from? Anything like that? It'd be the Johnny Bravo of Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, I could see that. Facts, no fox, engraver gives me villain energy. Same. Same. Because that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, I brought with me my 4 tarot decks. Well, 3.5, really. To talk about it. Himbo. Requiem is Carl? Like Carl Weezer? Okay, that's hilarious. You're gonna win this duel. Alright, Carl, I believe in you. You got this duel. Only that is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing. Animator influence for JoJo's Part 3's event. Yeah, so that's a good point. The Fallout Tarot looks cool. Yeah, we can talk about it. I'm assuming it came the same time witchcraft was a huge thing. That's a very interesting thought. So, wasn't there a Johnny Bravo nerd character named Carl? Okay, I haven't seen Johnny Bravo, honestly. Johnny Bravo was like slightly outside of my age range. So tarot is a card game. For anyone who's European, you might actually already know this, but tarot cards are not actually the same across the country, or across the world, I should say. In the United States, specifically I think in North America, I couldn't figure out the exact regions where it is, but in North America specifically, I know, the arcana, or the tarot decks that you see here are a specific kind used for something called cartomancy, which is what we were doing. It's just using tarot cards to divine the future. And that use of tarot cards has actually only been around since the 18th century. So a lot of people have this belief that tarot reading has existed for a really long time. But it actually has not existed for as long as people would like you to believe. So back in the early 1900s, there was this very interesting movement in the United States called the spiritualist movement. And spiritualism is basically the belief in, well, spirits. It's occultism, so belief in the supernatural, belief in things like fortune telling. It was a really big movement in the United States. And when that happened, this deck here, the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, was made. Before that point, tarot cards were not actually used for cartomancy very often. Yes, that is exactly right, Raid Hunter. So originally they were used for playing cards. So there's a really fun fact, Plucci, you'd like this. So the cards you see in a tarot deck have 4 suits. We've got wands, or we got swords, sorry, cups, wands, and where is it? Where's the copy? Pentacles. So the thing about these 4 suits is these are the Americanized version of the spiritualist cards. So they're based on Italian playing cards, which Plucci said he already knew. And in Italy, the translated versions of them, we have coins, batons, cups, swords. But in the US and other places that use this version of the deck, it's swords, cups, wands, and pentacles. So there's a really fun thing about the pentacles suit, which is they often have to do with finances or like financial gain. And that's because the pentacle is actually a coin. So whenever pentacles come around, it's usually financial because the original suit is based on coins. But yeah, that's a really interesting little bit of information about them. The US created tarot. So not necessarily. This deck here, the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, was actually a British invention. So let me look at my notes before I lie. So Rider-Waite Tarot deck was published in 1909, designed by A.E. Waite, illustrated by Pamela Coleman Smith. So there was a British publishing company. Fun fact, they also published the original Dracula by Bram Stoker. There's 2 ways of saying that, either oro or denari money. So oro, gold, denari money. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, so it's either coins, gold, money. Praise to Bram Stoker. We love Bram Stoker. Actually, I read Dracula. I need to read Dracula. Actually, I think Obsidian gave me a copy of Dracula. I need to open those books up. You just realized this? I'm watching a goth girl overly explain a topic, and this is why I feel so much at ease. Well, I'm glad that you feel at ease. I love getting to talk about these sorts of things. But yeah, so cartomancy has really only existed since the 18th century, but it was popularized during the spiritualist movement of the early 1900s of the United States. It was like late 1800s, early 1900s. Man, I wish I could read. Man, me too. Welcome, Imperator. How are you? So, this is the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and this is what all modern Americanized tarot decks are based on. So I'll show you, for example, my Fallout Tarot deck. Can you build a more powerful carrot deck to increase your luck? You know, so there is actually a fun thing. I don't think I have it. I think it's in storage right now. But I have another kind of cartomancy deck that isn't a tarot deck. I can't remember what it's called, like a divination deck or something. Whatever it is, it's not tarot. But I'm not really a big fan of it. I like tarot specifically because it's sort of vague, and you get a lot out of it. More than I would think. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and Harry Houdini had a fun disagreement over spiritualism. Yes, I did know about that. I did. Okay, so let me ramble about something and then I'll talk about this one. So the spiritualist movement of the early 1900s, there's another important character, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle messed me up. It's, where is he? Aleister Crowley. And Crowley made a different tarot deck called the Thoth deck, which is like Thoth from Egyptian mythology. And then sort of started this rumor and changed public knowledge of tarot to be this belief that it's existed since Egyptian times. It has not. The purpose of, or the use of cartomancy, the use of tarot cards in cartomancy has only existed since the 18th century. But Aleister Crowley popularized the idea that it was actually from Egyptian myth, which isn't true. But there is this, so I'm gonna get off track very quickly. It doesn't feel remotely Egyptian, because that's because it's not. But, shit, sir, he would, yes. Aleister Crowley was a very interesting character who popularized a lot of unpopular occultist movements. Also, I haven't watched, but those cards with the seeds have the name as well, like the actual tarot. I don't actually know what you're talking about. But yeah, Aleister Crowley, interesting character. But, hold on. I have too many things in my face right now. So, the Rider-Waite tarot deck, fun little bit of history about this. All of the imagery, all of the images were, or almost all of them, were drawn by a woman named Pamela Colman Smith, which is why it's also commonly called the Rider-Smith deck, because she did the artwork. I gotta go, my phone needs to charge. That's alright, that's alright. Whenever you get a chance, if you get a chance to come back today, let me know. If not, I can do your reading another day. Alistair is the invoked namesake. Yes, I did know that, I mean, JoJo's First Way of Stand seems like from... Yeah, so that's... JoJo has some Egyptian theming, obviously, with the Pillarmen and all of that. It's been a while since I've seen JoJo, and I've only seen season 1 and 2. I really need to catch up with the series. But yeah, they all are often named after tarot. You like tarot because of Persona and JoJo? Yeah, that's also a really interesting thing, is how they're used in other forms of media. But they're used in Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, and we'll get to how they're used in Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like I saw a picture of this guy with a funny hat. Wait, which guy? Aleister Crowley? You get pushed away from the roots, but that is okay, except for so many negates that require attacking the negator, letting them have their win they clearly deserve. You need to watch part 3, it's more tarot-based. I do need to watch part 3. I think the big reason I didn't get past season 2 was that it wasn't dubbed, and I really enjoy the JoJo dub. Aztec, thank you. Apologies, like I said, it's been a while. What the fuck even are the Pillarmen? They aren't human, they aren't vampires either. Good question, I have no idea. Yeah, there's a ton of references in Yu-Gi-Oh! to tarot and other forms of reading. But before I forget this thought, let me mention something about the Rider-Waite tarot deck. So, the Rider-Waite tarot deck was designed by, let's see, A.E. Waite and Pamela Colman Smith. And that was back in 1909, and they were a part of this really weird movement called the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which was a secret society, we love those secret societies, focused on Hermeticism, magic, and spiritual development. And this Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn inspired a lot of other movements, and I think Aleister Crowley was also a part of this movement. It only lasted 16 years, so it wasn't very long-lived, but Hermeticism, what it was based on, is a different thing, based in Hermes Trismegistus, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, which is a blend of Greek, like the Greek god Hermes, and Egyptian Thoth, which is probably also where Aleister Crowley got the idea to make the Thoth deck. There's a lot involved. I think he did wear something like that, yeah. Yeah, 16 years is enough time to be an influential secret society. That is true. That is very true. Also, Junpei Iori, Ace Defective's ultimate persona. Ace Defective. I don't know anything about that. Pillarmen are a different species that are also called vampires. Oh, so, okay. Vampire lore. I need to talk about vampires another day. Because, wow, is there a lot that has to do with vampires. But, that's very interesting. There are a lot of things that are called vampires that aren't actually vampires. At least the modern interpretation of what a vampire is. Speaking of which, I actually watched a video last night about unicorns. I need to focus on tarot. Okay. Anyways, the cards and the designs of them are based on... So there's some biblical references in them. There's some references to Italian culture. All different kinds of things. Very, very interesting. But yeah, so... The Americanized tarot decks are 76 cards. 78 cards, sorry. 78 cards. 22 are the major arcana, which is mostly what's used in Arcana Force, which, again, we'll get to that soon. And then the other 56 cards are a regular playing card deck, except... in the US, we're usually used to 52 playing card decks. Tarot cards have 56 because there's 2 additional court cards, which is the Knight and the Page. Which we're usually only used to... Well, I guess we're used to the Jack. So we have King, Knight, King, Queen, Jack. But in tarot decks, we also have the Knight. Fate's Day Knight or the surrounding nofoxweregiven, I haven't experienced yet. And nearly the playable cards are 40. Really, that's interesting. And the United States, the playing card decks that we use are 52. Because it's 10 numbered cards per suit plus 3 court cards. Yeah, 52. I've heard good things about Fate's Day Knight, though. I have heard good things. Alright. So, that's the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I have a couple other decks that are all based on Rider-Waite. And they all come under the same idea. So there's 22 major arcana. So that's things like the Devil, the Hanged Man, Justice, Wheel of Fortune, the Fool, that kind of stuff. Those are the cards that most people know when they think of tarot decks. But then there's the 56 minor arcana, things like swords, wands, that sort of thing. And then there's other decks that I have. So this Fallout deck that I have, it changes the suits to be Fallout related. So, like, I believe I have the booklet here. So for the Fallout deck, instead of having swords, wands, cups, and wands, no, swords, wands, cups, and pentacles, we have muskets, synths, steel, and lanterns. And I don't know the direct correlation to each, but they are directly correlated to all of them. Oh, do we have ads? Okay. Good, don't go where the lore is, like on Warhammer 40k level weight. If you do, please stream your reaction to the time. Like, it gives a great video on it. Okay, I will if I ever get into it. Back from the ads. Welcome back from the ads. I was just yapping about the difference between my Fallout deck and the other decks I have, because the Fallout deck has their own suits. So instead of the, I'm gonna forget it again, swords, wands, cups, pentacles, it's muskets, synths, steel, and lanterns. But I don't know the direct correlation. I don't know which one is which. So I guess muskets are wands, synths are coins, swords are steel, and lanterns are cups. Interesting. But yeah, this tarot deck is based on Fallout 4. It's a pretty interesting one. I haven't really gotten to play with it too much. They are cardboard cards, so that's one big thing about my tarot cards, is the reason I love this Rider-Waite tarot deck so much is it's not cardboard. It is plastic, which means that the only thing I could ever do is bend them, but I can't fray them, because my other tarot... Wait, actually I have another tarot deck. I don't know where my first tarot deck is. Well, my first tarot deck is somewhere. It's made of cardboard, and the problem with it is the edges start to fray. I have not seen the Fire Emblem tarot cards. I've never played Fire Emblem. Alright, so that is a little snippet on the history of tarot. If anyone has any questions or would like to ask me about anything about tarot, feel free to. I'm not, like, the end-all, be-all for knowledge of it. I literally did just a little bit of research because I was curious myself. I know that all of the booklets that come with the tarot decks have a little bit of information on the history of tarot, so that's cool too. But a lot of it has only really existed since the 18th century, and tarot as we know it today has only existed since the early 1900s. You are sent to the Shadow Realm. You're welcome for the history lesson. You're welcome, you're welcome. Like I said, I'm very passionate about this. But, oh, speaking of Pamela Coleman Smith, my tarot deck actually comes with an advertisement for a book about her. I should get that book. I should put it on my throne. They're plastic, that means they're edible. They kind of feel funny between my teeth. Alright. So, let's now talk about... Oh, fantastic question, actually. What got you into tarot? Alright. Be me. Vixie. Age 11? Something like that? I'm in the 5th grade, which... I don't know the direct difference. I'm sorry, I don't know how to translate. I was like 11. Whatever age I was. My teacher read us a book called Midnight Magic. And Midnight Magic is a very interesting story. It's an Italian... It's a story based in Italy. I don't know how accurate it is to Italy. Sorry, Plucci. Maybe I'd have to have you read Midnight Magic. It's a children's book, but it's about a character named Fabrizio. And Fabrizio enjoys reading tarot for himself and his magician mentor, because he's a magician's apprentice. But anyways, I really, really liked Midnight Magic as a kid. And I was really into I thought the tarot was really interesting, but I did not actually start reading tarot until just a few years ago when I went on a vacation, and I went to an occult shop, and I found a tarot deck, and I was like, you know, I've kind of always wanted to read tarot, so I learned about it. I actually don't know that story. It isn't common in my region. So Midnight Magic, I need to, I didn't pull up a synopsis on Midnight Magic. I have a copy of the book somewhere in my house, I think I bought one. Oh my god, there it is. It's by an author named Avi. It is a 2004 novel? I thought it was older than that. But it's about a ghost that appears in the royal castle in Italy back in... I don't think it gives a time period. It's based in... I don't know. It's pre-1800s, I think. But, either way, it's a fun little story. It's a children's book, but it involves tarot. So... but I didn't actually start reading tarot until I picked up a tarot deck when I took a vacation and found a tarot deck in an occult shop. And I just really like the artwork. By ghosts, we're talking Scrooge-like ghosts? Yeah, so I think in the book it turns out that the ghost is somebody living in the castle walls. I don't know, it's been a really long time since I've read the book. Did the deck get to speak to you? I'll only ask this because some say fate calls to them. So, I didn't really have any, like, spiritual thing that happened to me with the tarot deck. I've actually never had any kind of spiritual thing happen to me, like, ever. So, really, it was just, I was at an occult shop. There was some cool stuff there. It was a funny little shop, and I just saw the tarot deck, and I was like, this is like $25. The artwork's really pretty. And it comes with a guide, and it'll teach me how to read tarot. So I picked it up. And the first thing I did was I actually did a reading for my grandmother, who had just been put into a retirement home, and I did a little reading for her, and things seemed nice, and I was like, I liked how this felt. I liked how it felt for me to do this tarot reading for myself, for my family, even though I didn't do it, like, while she was there. I just kind of did it as a personal, like, what does the tarot deck say about how this is going to work? And things turned out really nicely, so I enjoyed it. And from there, I started to do them on my stream, and, well, the rest is history. Alright, are there any conflicting history ideologies about tarot? What do you mean by history ideologies? Avi's American. Yeah, I think I did know that Avi was American, but the story is based in Italy. Oh, this is a reintroduction. So the original release of Midnight Magic, let's see, is 1999, so it's not that much older. But it's in the royal castle of Pergamontio. I have no idea if that's a real place. Okay, so there's a bit of history from Avi himself about Midnight Magic. He had been reading some ghost stories and thought I'd play with some of the classic ghost story notions, a haunting, a magician, an ancient city. As for the ancient city, I had recently visited the fascinating city of Naples and used its unusual placement, a steep hill, for the setting of the book. So that's it. That's so wholesome. It's a very fond memory I have. Because I was staying in a cabin. I brought the tarot deck. It was like late at night. And I wasn't really doing anything. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a reading for my grandmother. Would something... Oh, wait. So you're... Like, with religion, other people have different perspectives of religions. Is there anything like that with tarot's history? So, the interesting thing about tarot is it has some biblical references in the artwork. Like, for example, if I can find it, the Lovers is based... Well, obviously, we have the devil. The Lovers is based on Adam and Eve. Originally was not based on Adam and Eve. But this is a representation of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. But... I don't think there's, like, a lot of religious context. I can't say I know, but I don't remember. I actually think it's probably the opposite. It's probably a lot of because the spiritualist movement was not a Christian movement. It was, like, a separate spiritual, not necessarily religion, but a belief system that a lot of people prescribe to. So there wasn't really a big connection between religion and tarot. Oh my god, Scotty, welcome in! How are you doing? Hello, welcome in, Raiders. I am currently talking about the history of tarot, as well as my experience with it, but I hope you all had a lovely stream. So we're going to be talking about Arcana Force and tarot soon, but I'm just answering a couple questions, so if you guys have any questions or would like to talk about tarot with me, you're in the right place. But I hope you had a lovely stream. Are we winning? We are winning. Tower is the Tower of Babel, too. I actually didn't know that. The history of the Roman Empire. Maybe I'll do that at one point. Knights and some arts designed to look like the Crusaders. Yes, that is also true. Alright, let's see. Would some think them as darker than what they are? Mostly asking because of a chance of Pokemon Tarot or Dragon Quest Tarot? Yes, absolutely. So, as I was saying earlier, tarot is based, or at least the tarot that we know today, is based on the spiritualist movement of the early 1900s. Which was not very popular with a lot of Christians. I think there was actually a lot of headbutting, I guess you could say, between the two, because a lot of it was seen as sacrilegious, a lot of it was seen as against God, so there was definitely some disagreements on the meaning of tarot, and a lot of it is, there's some ties to Satanism as well, just based on the spiritualist movement. Welcome in, Suffering, hello, how are you? We're just yapping about tarot. Alright, were there any other questions that I missed about tarot? But yeah, overall, it's the tarot that we know of today is based on the spiritualist movement of the early 1900s in America. But the actual Rider-Waite tarot deck is British. It was made in the UK by A.E. Wright, who worked for a publishing company that also just managed to publish Bram Stoker's Dracula. They also published the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and a woman named Pamela Coleman Smith, who did all the artwork. Most of the artwork. I always pictured the Tower of Babel as a massively wide and very tall tower that may have gone up the skyscrapers we know today. I'll be honest, I actually don't know anything about the Tower of Babel. That's something that I need to do some research on. There's actually a lot of Christian mythology or information that I am curious about that I just haven't experienced a lot of, but yeah, so a lot of the artwork is based on biblical references and all of that stuff. She didn't study the Bible. I had experience with Bible school, but the Bible school that I studied, it was weird. It's very weird. But I don't remember much from it. I wasn't paying attention. Alright. Are you guys ready for me to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Now? It's the Old Testament, so I understand if you no, so I didn't grow up Catholic. So I actually did not do a lot of study with the Old Testament. It was mostly the New Testament. Which is, like, yeah. How will my fortune be this week? Fantastic question. Welcome in, Big Deck. How are you doing? Let me shuffle the deck. Were the nuns at your school all old and strict? Like, I didn't go to a Catholic school. I didn't go to any kind of private school. I went to a public school. All the religious teachings I experienced were because I was made to go to church. Let's switch from one goth girl hyper-focus to the other hyper-focus. Yes, exactly. I believe it's the other big Christian movement. No idea about the Protestant teachings or what they're called in English. So, the specific religion that I was raised on is called Presbyterianism. It's a sect of Christianity, and honestly, I can't really describe it. Because I'm not religious anymore. But I was raised Presbyterian. Not Catholic, not Protestant. It's like... It's a very loose form of Christianity, I guess you could say. Where there's no, like, rules on how to talk to God. Because I remember that was, like, a big thing when I was taken to specific Catholic churches. Because, you know, you have, like... you have to confess your sins. You don't have to do that in Presbyterianism. Stuff like that. That was the one you were intending? Do you still wrongly believe your religion? Nope. Nope, I am a Satanist. Alright, though, let's see what the deck says for you. Big deck. What is your fortune this week? Confess your sins, I played backseat. Oh, fuck. I grew up with several. The longest was Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I grew up with a couple people who were Jehovah's Witnesses. That's a really bad sin, Scotty. I think you're gonna have to go straight to hell for that one. So the new card tier set is looking really spicy. Wait, there's a new Tarkir set for Magic? I didn't know that. I'll have to look into that. Not religious anymore. Too many bad experiences. That's what I feel. New religion is Twitch and chat with us, Jones. My new religion is tarot. Of course, it's tarot and Yu-Gi-Oh. Who needs any other religion, right? Very. And might need to try collecting the set on Arena. Oh, it's coming to Arena too. Ooh. Very interesting. Tarkir was one of my, not my first set, but it was one of my first sets in Magic. Speaking of Magic, we're going to be playing some Brawl tomorrow with my new Fox deck. My religion is thighs and whatever the handler from the guild says. You're right. That's exactly what we should do. The new Ugin and Elspeth are nuts. Oh, new Ugin and Elspeth. That's exciting. Alright, though. What will your fortune be like this week, Big Deck? We have 4 of Cups. Alright, so 4 of Cups. Let me find it. Well, 4 of Cups is all about feeling disconnected. Maybe a little melancholic. Maybe even a little bit bored. So, maybe things are looking a little bit bland. Not exactly bleak or depressing, just not exciting. Maybe there's not a lot to look forward to, or don't have a lot planned. So, if you want things to look on the brighter side, maybe you should plan for something. Look forward to something. Which I will say, I may or may not be planning something for late next week. God, I really have something in my eye, chat. That's so weird. But yeah, be looking forward to an announcement coming later this week on something that might be happening next week. A couple things, actually. 3 Hail Marys and 3 Molcharmies will absolve you, my child. Exactly, exactly. Let's all worship the streamer. Nothing bad could happen from that. No, absolutely not. Have you ever pulled a card sideways? I haven't pulled the card sideways, but my dice have landed, it's funny. Since I use my bullet dice, I've had them land like this before. Gnosticism is pretty neat. I like how SMT games just make their games into esoteric pseudo-Christian stuff. I don't actually know a lot about Gnosticism. Well, you mean just like general Gnosticism. Hold on, let me... No, I actually don't know a lot about Gnosticism. I should look into it. You know, one of my favorite YouTube channels is a religious history channel called Hoche Laga. A lot of interesting stuff on that channel. Definitely not a cult. Yeah, definitely not. For me, most enjoy learning about the different religions, but I'm indifferent. And that's totally fine. Like, I'm not telling any one person that you have to believe a specific thing. You guys are all allowed to have your own opinions and feelings about religion and whatnot. I have mine, you have yours, and that's all that matters. What do all of these things have in common, Darklings? They are all Ligma jokes. May the Dragon Maids make sure your house cleaning is never a concern. Very true. Alright. Guys, we're in the 21st century. We are indeed. I ain't trusting anyone from the Dogmatica Church unless it's only fleur-de-lis. You know what? I will follow you with this religion, Scotty. I believe in this. SMT does a surprisingly good job in tying in all the different mythos. some tea. Oh, Shin Megami Tensei. I need to try those games. Interesting, though. I agree, Plucci. I agree. Alright, though. I'm going to go take a quick restroom break. And when I come back, it'll be time to compare some Yu-Gi-Oh cards to tarot cards. But for now, I will be right back. So don't go anywhere. I did not think that in the year of our Lord, 2025, it is literally the first day of 2025. I got hit with gores. He fucks mothers? Yeah, he does. I'm She's back. Bunny Girl's back. A Yu-Gi-Oh tournament tonight. Oh. Thank you for popping my toy vendors, by the way. Ah! Ah! Don't look! Don't look! What the hell? What the hell was that? Excuse me? That was overexposed. Brainless, what did you do?
Don't worry about it. That was God. I got the horse. I got the horse. Now I gotta calm it down.
Brainless, I have to save this one. You fucking killed it.
No, it's fine.
I don't have any horse reviver. I have to watch this horse die. Oh my god, it's so visceral. What? Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Ah. Whew. That was a lot at once. Oh goodness. Somebody clip it. Child Link. So we are.
Hi, my name is Bill Nye, and welcome to my show.
Wait.
Here we see a rule of nature happening in real time. For most living organisms, the creature that protests its role the most in the food chain is usually the most prominent in said role, in this case, the bottom.
Are you calling me a bottom of the food chain? Hello, every Nia. Yay. I'm getting showered in wood. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I will right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, it's time to talk about our Canaforce now. Yeah, everyone get your water. Everyone make sure you're well hydrated. Hey, it's time for a little. It was time for a little intermission, but now we're back. So hopefully you got your water, and you used the restroom, and we're all good. All right. Also, yes, the brainless clip with the horse is crazy. Also, we're not doing viewer duels today. We are not doing viewer duels today. Viewer duels are on Thursday. Today we're talking about our Canaforce. So, what is our Canaforce? So we just had a whole almost 1.5 hour section on tarot. So now we're gonna compare it to our Canaforce, which is an archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! Based on tarot cards. Duelist Cup with tarot. Yeah, it might not be wrong. If we get the time today. You're all wet now? You spilled your water. How could you do that? And also, welcome it, Overlord. How are you doing? Thursday. Yeah, Thursday is the viewer duel day. Today, it's teaching day. I'm an educational streamer today. So, I'm going to show you this deck. Be not afraid. It is a mess. And that is intentional. Because this deck is meant to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck representation to a degree. of a tarot deck. So it's a 60 card deck because I can't get 78. But I'm going to talk about all the cards, and I'm going to compare... Oh, Prediction Princess would have been a fun idea. Prediction Princess, Fortune Fairy, interesting ideas. But there's a specific theme with Arcana Force that I tried to match here. You're in the hospital with a broken leg. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you heal soon. And quickly. So, Arcana Force is an archetype. It came out around the GX era. There's a section in the anime about it, with the character Sartorius, who, fun fact, I have learned... The voice actor for Sartorius in the Japanese dub is also the voice actor for Dio in JoJo, which is a really fun crossover because, you know, there's tarot references in JoJo and Sartorius plays the tarot archetype, whatever. The spinning cards. Yes, these are my tarot cards. I thought of a tarot question. Why do you pronounce it tarot and not tarot? Why is it, and isn't spelled like it's spelled? That is an interesting question. I haven't looked at the etymology of the word tarot. But I imagine that has to do with the region that the word tarot originates from. It's Italian and French. So it's based on the word tarocchi. Plucci. What does that word mean? This one here. I'm gonna post it in chat. What was that? Tarocchi. Oh, just a deck of playing cards, apparently. Well, there you go. Tarot. Well, that is the etymology of the word. Alright, though. So, Arcana Force, welcome in, Don, how are you doing? Is an archetype based on the tarot cards. And there are, I think, let me double check. There's a specific number of them that are based on the actual Arcana. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13, only 12 of them are based on the major Arcana. There's one of them based on the minor Arcana. We'll get to that. I'm alright, how are you doing? I'm doing fantastically. I'm yapping about one of my favorite things, tarot and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I get to make comparisons to them, which is really fun. Tarocchi sounds better than tarot? Well, you can say fuck you to whoever brought the word over. The T is silent, tarot. Yeah, the second T is silent. Tarot. Yeah. But, so, the Arcana Force archetype is an archetype where all the monsters are light fairies, and they all have a coin flip effect. So all the effect monsters, there's no normal monsters, they're all effect monsters. They all have a coin flip effect whenever they are summoned. And from what I understand, at least my headcanon, is that the coin flip is supposed to be based on whether or not the tarot card is face, or like right side or upside down. So that was one thing I didn't mention, was actually the act of reading tarot cards. So when you do a tarot reading, you guys have probably seen this before whenever I do them. You do a tarot reading, you put the cards up from the deck. It doesn't really matter how you do it, but the way you do it is you pull them a specific way. And whenever you shuffle the deck, you want to make sure that you are flipping them like this, so that cards can come in the positive orientation or the negative orientation. And that changes the meaning of the card. So, in Arcana Force, to represent that flipping of the card, there's a coin flip. The cards can come. Yes, they can what? Thank you for the money. Welcome, Ed William. How are you doing today? In general, the heads effect is mediocre. Upside, the tails side, shoot your torso off. Yeah, so Arcana Force is not a well-known archetype because it is not a very good archetype. Because the effects are bad. But I'm not here to try and make the deck work. I'm here to try and maybe garner some understanding as to what the game designers were thinking when they made the cards. So, how I'm going to do that is I'm going to find the tarot cards in my tarot deck that are represented in Arcana Force and see if there's any similarity between the meaning of the card as a tarot reading and the effect that they do in the game. I'm glad to hear you're doing fine. Yes, well, I don't think Arcana Force was actually ever good. There's one good card, and you guys have probably seen this card because it's used in an FTK, and it is the World, and is the only UR Arcana Force card. And the important thing is, skip your opponent's next turn. That's the one. What a fool, I know. Such a fool. Oh, liar, I'm a liar. Oh, okay. The only Arcana Force card that is UR, that is a major Arcana card. The other two Arcana Force cards, are not actually, they don't have anything to do with tarot, so I didn't include them. But yes, there are two other Arcana Force cards that are technically URs, but I didn't include them in the deck because they have no basis on actual tarot cards. Yeah, it's a very anime deck. The way they work on the anime is very different than how they work in the actual card game. I don't know why they decided to make them so bad, but they did. Yeah, they're very good in the anime because the plot controls them, but as with a lot of, especially early anime archetypes, the effects are very, very watered down because I think they must have been concerned that they were very bad. You know, like 13 of OG Original Arcana? So, there is 13 of the cards are based on the Original Arcana, which, let me get them out of my deck really quick. The Fool has too many tentacles. So, I will say it's a very odd choice for them to choose this, like, alien design. Because, one, they're supposed to be fairies. And I don't think they look anything like fairies. I don't know. Maybe you guys think they do. But I don't really like the design of the artwork. I think they really could have done better. But, hey-ho, I was not the artist. So, our first card is the Fool. In Arcana Force, the Fool is a level 1. It is a light fairy. It's not a tuner. I wish it was a tuner, but it's not. And it has an effect. It cannot be destroyed by battle. And it cannot be changed to defense position, which is really stupid. I hate the fact that you have to, it's forced to stay in attack position, but it can't be destroyed by battle. Okay, whatever. And then whenever it's summoned, you toss a coin. This is like almost all of the, if not all of them, except for the two that I mentioned. There are two Arcana Force cards that I've not included because they're not based on any tarot card. It works because he cheats. Yeah, that's true. So the effect is, heads, negate your card effects that target this card, and if you do, destroy them. Tails, do the same thing but for your opponent. So as I was mentioning, tarot cards have a different meaning based on whether or not they are flipped, right side up or upside down. And that meaning changes the reading. So, for the Fool, as a tarot card, the Fool has to do with, in the positive orientation, new beginnings, starting something over, beginning the new adventure, all that sort of thing. And in the negative orientation, it's about being a fool. It's about being naive and not understanding. Very foolish of them. Very foolish of them. Indeed, indeed. Yes and no onto Sartorius being a bad guy. I will have to say this with a massive caveat. I have not seen GX. I have not seen GX, especially not all the way through to the point where Sartorius is involved. Because wasn't Sartorius only involved after they stopped dubbing it? In defense of the art, they are fairies. Most fairies are depicted as angels, and you cannot tell me they do not look like biblically accurate angels. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. The what? What is your what in response to? Because I did say a lot of words that I might not keep track of. Actually, no, they dubbed Sartorius? Oh, they did dub Sartorius. Either way, I haven't seen GX. They still dubbed it when he showed it. Okay, well, that's good. I think there was a certain point, because there are a lot of Arcana Force cards that never came to the TCG or card game at all, including the OCG. I think there was one... I need to pull up my wiki page on them. But, anyways, there's a lot of cards that don't exist from the actual major Arcana. The Fool was just a subbed episode, though. Yeah, so that's the thing, is like, there are a lot of them that were only subbed. So a lot of the Arcana Force cards were not actually dubbed into English. Hold on, let me pull up the Arcana Force wiki because I forgot to pull this up earlier. Give us the new Arcana Force support in Master Duel. The Chaos Ruler is actually nuts. I haven't actually seen the new Chaos Ruler. So that is a thing. Let me pull them up in Master Duel really quick. So there are... Can you give me all of the Arcana Force cards? There they are. So we have the Light Ruler and the Dark Ruler. These two are not based on tarot cards. I think they actually have to do with, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore of the universe of the world. I can't clarify this because, like I said, I haven't seen this part of the anime. But I did not include them because they don't have anything to do with tarot. Fully in control of himself because of the light. Yeah, so there's that. I think that's what has to do with the light and dark ruler. You mean to tell me a fox gave me this deviation? Yes, it's in GX. I have not seen GX though. I did give you this deviation. Yeah, it's a thick-ass deck. So as I mentioned, the deck that I made here does not work. It is not a very playable deck, but it is my best attempt at representing at least the major arcana in tarot, in the coin flip archetype, or in the coin flip mechanic in Yu-Gi-Oh! Welcome back, Earl. How are you? Alright. Yes, because there is 78 tarot cards in a standard tarot deck. The closest I could get to that is 60. So, I guess I've also got 15 in my extra deck. But the extra deck doesn't really have anything to do with tarot. It was a bit of a stretch to even get the tarot cards to line up with the other cards in the deck. So, eating while watching a snack? Well, what'd you bring me, Earl? They never should have made a ruler archetype. There's a lot of archetypes that exist that maybe shouldn't have existed. But, either way. So, the Fool is a direct card that we have in not only Yu-Gi-Oh! But in Master Duel. Arcana Force 0, the Fool. As I said, new beginnings in the positive orientation, naivety in the negative orientation, and all of that jazz. Our Prediction Princess is tarot-related too. I haven't done any research into Prediction Princesses yet. That is something I could potentially do in the future. I know for a fact that Arcana Force is directly related to tarot, though, because they are named after the same tarot cards. Sound effects used for coin flips in Pokemon TCG for the Game Boy Color, and I'm happier for it? Okay, now I still need to play it. I got you some Haribo. Ooh, I love Haribo. Yummy. I would love gummy worms. And gummy bears. I need more gummy things. Anyways, back to what I was doing. So we have the Fool, which is number 0. There are 22 major Arcana cards. Only 12 of them exist in Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, I think it's actually 14 of them exist in Yu-Gi-Oh! Only 12 of them exist in Master Duel. So I kind of got a little creative with them, because they go from 0 to 21. Earl, you're not fat. There you go. Really wrong to have barely supported archetypes? Maybe some people just have fun playing them. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I like to get archetypes with more support if I enjoy playing them, so then they can be better. I don't think I've ever seen a Lifetime movie in my life. Okay, good. We need to spread the propaganda. Alright, chat. Press 1 if you'll spread the propaganda that Earl is not fat. Okay. So, from 0 to 22, well, it's actually 0 to 21. After 0, we have 1, which is the Magician, or Arcana Force 1, the Magician. You put the Haribo in the fridge. Cold gummy worms. Is it gummy worms or gummy bears? What if I say Earl is thick and curvy? I don't know. Earl will have to decide that himself. Actually, they're kind of nice. Any of them extra deck cards at least flesh out the deck so it can get to 78 cards. Yeah, so it would be 60 plus 15. Oh, God. So I get to 75. I'm still missing 3 cards. One of them is going to be my field center, I guess. They're gummy bears. Gummy berries. Wait, gummy berries? Interesting. But yeah, so the next card we have is Arcana Force 1, the Magician, based on the Magician. You guys know the Magician, right? The Magician is all about skill. It's about using your resources in the positive orientation and in the negative orientation.
The power of Christ helps you.
I can't math, still short. No, it's okay. 3 short. You like his artwork? The artwork is very fun. I like this one too. I think he looks like a magician. He sucks though. He's not very good. He's not the Dark Magician, no. I did get sent flying, indeed. The gummy fruit in particular, really nice and cold. I could see that, actually. Put in the Snake Eyes Fiendsmith engine? Yeah. Then it'll definitely work like a tarot deck. He's Dark Magician at home. He's kind of like, what is it? Dark Paladin? Or Dark Sage, I think is the one. So, he's a level 4 Light Fairy. Oh yeah, fun fact as well. The attack and defense of Arcana Force cards are equivalent. So, Arcana Force 1 has 1100 attack, 1100 defense, and that is actually 1000, or it's the number, so Arcana Force 1 times 1000 plus 100 times the number. So, it's a little confusing. Basically, if you cut off the 1000, it's 1. And then Arcana Force 2 is 12. Oh my goodness, Niff! Welcome in, Raiders! How are you all doing today? Welcome in. We are currently talking about Tarot and Arcana Force and how they compare. But welcome in. Hope you had a lovely stream. How are y'all doing today? If you guys don't know who I am, my name is nofoxweregiven, or you can call me Vixie. And like I said, we're talking about Tarot. I really like Tarot. We had a whole history session on the history of Tarot, where it came from, what it was based on, and now we are comparing the Arcana Force cards to their equivalent Tarot cards. If you guys have any questions about Tarot, let me know. I do Tarot readings as well. But I thought I'd taken my interest in Tarot and compare it to the Arcana Force cards, which is a direct correlation, or a direct connection to Tarot. It looks like he robbed Pete and the Clown, the Dark Clown's fit. He does look like that, doesn't he? But how are you doing? How was your stream? He do got them baggy pants, he do. But yeah, so, the Magician, as I was saying, tarot cards all have two different meanings. One in the positive orientation, one in the negative orientation. In the positive orientation, the Magician is all about skill, resources, desire, and willpower. But in the negative orientation, it's about the negative aspects of magic, which is things like manipulation, trickery, or illusion, deception, that sort of thing. Imagine it was lagging like hell for me for most of it. God damn, that stinks. Deck tracker didn't want to work. Deck was bad, but other than that, it was okay. Here are all the bad things, but I was fine. I'm sorry to hear that. Did you win any games at least? Arcana Force has none of those aspects. Yes. So, that is one thing that I wanted to talk about with the Arcana Force cards, as I wanted to critique them on the abilities they gave them, because if you guys don't know, Arcana Force cards are bad. They're coin flip cards, which in Yu-Gi-Oh! Inherently are not the best thing, because you can't guarantee them. Obviously, you have things like Second Coin Toss, which is a funny little card, but it doesn't really fix the problem. So, but I do want to compare like the abilities that they were given to what their actual meaning is. And for the Magician, it's based on spell cards, which is a fun idea. Having like resources being based on spell cards, I actually think it kind of matches. Except for the tails, because it's supposed to be about manipulation. One big problem with Arcana Force cards is the heads has a mildly positive effect, but the tails is just abhorrently bad. Abhorrently bad. So, you know. And the TCG, they're just pure unfun. So like I was saying earlier, there is a... Oops, I didn't mean to zoom in. There is a card, Arcana Force the World. It has an FTK involved with it because the tail, or the heads effect, skips your opponent's next turn. And you can guarantee that with the field spell, Light Barrier. Abhorrently bad. Yeah, whore. I got the third account to where I wanted to, more or less, so 60% on stage 1. Hey, that's good to know. That is good, though. Progress is still progress. Yeah, Zavarudo. It is, it's the most degenerate Arcana Force card. It's a card that most people know because they hate it. Understandably so. Nobody likes being locked out of the game. A Drytron FTK. You've been playing around with that? Really interesting. Why you say it like that? Zawarudo? Because there's no L sound in Japanese. Zawarudo. Anyways, so Magician, Arcana Force won the Magician. Could have been better. Could have been better. So the next one, we actually don't have The second card, which let me find it in my stack here. What is 2? 2 is the High Priestess, once I find her. I pulled her out, there she is. Because of Dio. Yeah, because of Dio. Benton searches any fairy. Yes, that's another card I can use. Like I said, the deck is not optimized really for play. I figured if we had time today, I'd take it into ranked, maybe even to Duel's Cup, and basically use it as a representation of, hey, let's test people's fortunes today and see what we can get out of them. Like a one-legged dwarf in a butt-kicking competition is more useful than Arcana Force? Yes. Yes. They can be better. I wish they were better. There is some new support, and we'll talk about that when we get to it. But for now, I'll tell you about the cards I have in my deck, why I put them in my deck, and what I think they would represent. This deck might work on Rookie too. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Like I said, the intent is not to win games. The intent is to give people tarot readings. Thank you so much for the stretch and hydrate. Yeah, your favorite Arcana Force card is Time Wizard. Yes, Time Wizard actually has a place in this deck, and I will tell you what that is. Let me stretch. Logger, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. You are now our newest Volpist. Let's see here. So, Arcana Force 2, the High Priestess, does not exist. So, I used my creative liberties and my understanding of tarot cards and decided to choose a different card to represent the High Priestess. So, I went into Master Duel. I did base this on Master Duel cards only because obviously I can't play the deck, can't show you guys off the deck if I don't have the cards in Master Duel. So, I decided to do this instead. So the High Priestess, I went into Master Duel and I searched coin. And I was looking at the cards and I was looking at the meaning of the High Priestess, which I will let you know. The High Priestess, in the positive orientation, is about intuition, mystery, spirituality. In the negative orientation, it's about repressed intuition, confusion, and hidden motives. So there's like, there's like some secretiveness, there's a little bit of spirituality, mystery, misunderstanding, but like intrigue. But in the negative orientation, it's about hidden motives, some superficiality, or some confusion. Yeah, there are definitely some degenerate coin flip strategies, that is true. All the readers are going to say, you're getting one free win today. Yeah. Welcome in, LDS. How are you doing? Hello, hello. You love this deck? Thank you. I worked hard on it. This is the coolest deck concept I've seen in a long time. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I could make out of the deck. So, as I said, for the High Priestess, I looked up coin flip. Or I just looked up coin. And there was a card I found, which I actually had a copy of. I didn't craft this one. I had a UR, Origami Goddess. So, Origami Goddess, once per turn during your main phase, you can toss a coin until the result is tails. And if you do, draw one card for every 2 heads. Kind of sounds like Misty, doesn't it? But instead of adding in water energy, you draw cards. Legacy cards for the win! We love legacy pack cards. Each time a coin tossing effect resolves. Balls. While this monster is on the field, double the card's attack for each heads from that effect. So, this card gets better the longer it's on the field, it gets higher attack, and you get to draw cards. So, I figured that kind of represented the, like, mystery, because drawing cards, a fun fact, in other card games, specifically Magic, it's like learning. So, mystery, learning, draw cards, but it's only every 2, so it's not guaranteed. It's also based on coin flips, so the outcome of it can change. Why was this card purchased as yours? I have no idea. Caffeine saves. Caffeine does save. Indeed it does. I have no idea why this card is a UR, though. It's not very good. Coin flip effects in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are pretty bad. I know this would have been really funny on the in the NR draft. It would have been. You guys see how much head did we get the stream with the goddess? Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, so I thought this represented best the High Priestess, which doesn't exist in Master Duel or Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. There is no Arcana Force 2 High Priestess. Needed me a good distraction, not doing well these days. I'm so sorry to hear that, Rookie. Well, I'll let you know that today we're doing some silly stuff. So hopefully you have fun here. If you have any question, we're talking about tarot, we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, and specifically the Arcana Force archetype. Also, fun fact, some of you might know, I know Obsidian knows about this, I know Plucci knows about this, but earlier on in my streaming career, I actually made a series on TikTok. I know. It was a series on TikTok called The Tarot in Arcana Force, where I took tarot cards and compared them to the Yu-Gi-Oh cards in Arcana Force. This is kind of a spiritual successor of that, but in stream form. So some of the stuff I'm saying is kind of representative of the stuff that I said in those videos, but you never watched, but you knew about it. I can't believe you never watched my series. That's so rude of you. How could you? The only good dangerous dice card in Yu-Gi-Oh is number 67 because it rigs the roll. So there are there's some other ones that rig the roll. Like, this is a pretty good if you're flipping a lot of coins. Second coin toss is funny. So the thing is as well is Light Barrier, which is the field spell for Arcana Force, does let you guarantee, but you have to flip a coin. So recycled content, I know. I can't believe she's doing yeah, it is also YouTube Shorts. Hello, Raiden, welcome in. It's good to see you as well. How are you doing today? Yes, it's recycling content that I made. All right, so the next card, we did my representation of Arcana Force 2, the High Priestess, which doesn't exist, as Origami Goddess. Next, we have Arcana Force 3, which does actually exist, the Empress, which I have here. Toss a coin is better than tossing your lunch. That's very true. Very true. So, Arcana Force, the Empress, based on number 3, the Empress. I'm good. Thank you. How goes Yu-Gi-Oh? It's going very well. I'm currently talking about tarot and its comparison to the archetype Arcana Force, which is directly based on it. I do like the Empress's artwork. She got them hips for days. So the fun thing about the Empress is all about femininity, both the positive and the negative parts in that. So, and the positive orientation is things like motherhood. It's things like having a feminine nature, beauty, that sort of thing. In the negative orientation, it's the negative aspects of that. So things like being overbearing or even negligent. So this means everything good about a mother. This means everything bad about a mother. So, that's like a generalization. Empress is a baddie mommy. She is a baddie mommy. Sensitive could be good or bad. Yeah, that's very true. There's like emotional sensitivity, which can be good or bad. So how did Konami decide to represent that in a Yu-Gi-Oh card? Well, I actually think they did a pretty decent job. At least for the positive order. So this is kind of a common theme that I have found with Arcana Force cards. The heads effect, I should say. The heads effect, so whenever you flip up heads, has a good representation of what the Arcana card, or what the Arcana Force card is based on. So, for this one, it's heads. Whenever your opponent normal summons or sets a monster, you get to special summon an Arcana Force card from your hand. So I think that's very motherly. At least, I think. So it's like, you get an Arcana, your opponent gets a card, and then you have a child. You have another card. It's motherly. Tails, each time your opponent normal summons, you send a card from your hand to the graveyard. It's funny because you could do some silly stuff with, like, Dark World. Because the system for cost, right? This just happens. You just are forced to do this. So, you birth a card. You have a baby. Pretty motherly. I think what would be more interesting is if it was like a forced tribute. Like, every time your opponent, maybe too good, but every time your opponent normal summons or sets a monster, they have to tribute a monster. But a mother being a cycle, yeah, an angry mother can end you. Very true, very true. So, that is the Empress. That is number 3. Next up, we have number 4, the Emperor, who is the masculine counterpart of the Empress. You were playing as Arcana Force against my friends every time I lost. I had to down a beer? Oh my god, you got very drunk? Interesting. The newest DK links? DK links? I don't think I have. What do you mean by DK? That would be ban-worthy. It would be pretty good, but the thing is, it's a coin flip effect. And maybe if it was once per turn, it wouldn't be so bad. Oh, Donkey Kong. Oh, sorry. No, I don't play I don't know anything about Donkey Kong. Or Decade? Welcome in, Shiny Snake. Hello. And thank you so much for the 20 stream streak, Random Gamer. I really appreciate that. Empress has 2 boots, Baby Mama and Mama Bear. Ooh, that could be an interesting thing. Yo, I thought maybe if you guys wanted to, or if we had the time, we could potentially talk about other things. Oh, yeah, I don't keep up to date with leaks and stuff like that. I actually didn't know that. Discussing leaks can get you people in trouble with Konami? Huh, I did not know that. Yeah, so we should probably not discuss them. I didn't know you could get in trouble with that. I know you can get in trouble for talking about mods, so also another thing we shouldn't talk about. Yeah, I do know about Decade, but I didn't know that there was, like, potential trouble with Konami. So, no leaks. Only if I've been drinking too much water, which I actually haven't been. I'm thirsty, so. Leaks should also be taken with a grain of salt. Very true. Not really as long as it's not on stream. Chat, am I live right now? Am I streaming? We could talk about Donkey Kong. I don't know anything about Donkey Kong. Anyways, keep teaching us. Alright, back to learning. We need better irrigation systems for these leaks, true. Look at this fox girl talking about this archetype. Look at this card. This is the Emperor. Number 4, Arcana Force 4, the Emperor. Based on, you guessed it, the Emperor. Dongus Kongus, true. So, wait, that's not the Emperor. Hold on. Ha! That's Justice. Hold on. Where's the Emperor? They look very similar, actually. There he is. Yeah, that's funny. There's the Emperor. There's Justice. Fun fact, by the way, I mentioned that tarot cards are based on Italian playing cards. This was originally the Pope. And the Empress was originally the Popess. But now it's Emperor and Empress. So, I never noticed how small and bald his head is. He also has another head. He does. It's weird. I don't know why they designed him that way. He doesn't look very Pope-like, does he? John Konami, if you're watching this, I want Phantom Knight support. John Konami, if you're watching this, please put the Arcana Force support in Master Duel. Thank you very much. I summoned Saint Francis. So the censorship for tarot from going from Pope to Pope, or from Pope to Emperor, I don't know if that's really like religious censorship or just a localization decision. Because Catholicism and its history in the United States is interesting. Because, you know, like, the whole thing about the United States existing is to get away from religious tyranny. So not having a lot of basis in Catholicism kind of makes sense for that sort of thing. But anyways, the Pope got power crept. God damn it, how could you power creep the Pope? Yeah, that's true. That is actually true. Johnny Konami, please give me better Stellar Knight support, please, I beg you. Maybe he's out there. Welcome in, Squeak, how are you doing? You would like to test fate? Alright, let me get your test fate in really quick. Let me finish talking about the Emperor really quick and then I'll test your fate. But hope you're doing well. Doing fine, glad to hear it. But yeah, so, not the Pope anymore, it's the Emperor. The Emperor is the masculine archetype to the Empress. So, if the Empress has to do with both the positives and negatives of femininity, the Emperor has to do with the positives and negatives of masculinity. So, things like protection, power, authority, control, in the positive orientation, but in the negative orientations, it's things like recklessness, tyrannicism, being overly domineering or rigid, or even stubborn. So, like I said, negative things about masculinity, positive things about masculinity. So how is that represented in the Emperor? Well, I actually don't think it's terribly done. Not a powerful effect, but it kind of makes sense for the meaning. So, heads, all Arcana Force monsters get 500 attack, so that's like being a leader, being powerful, being controlling, but in a positive way. In the negative orientation, they all lose 500 attack, so being tyrannical, being a bad leader. I think it makes sense. Is it a good effect? No. But it's interesting, and I think it fits well with the tarot. Does he also represent muscles, dodge sports cars, and aftershave? God, I hope so. I hope he uses Axe body spray. I should do a tarot reading with the archetype. I was actually planning on doing that with this horrendous deck I've made. Alright, so, after... Did I do it again? Chat, I did it again. That is also not the Emperor. That was the Hierophant. Where the fuck is the Emperor? Why do they all look like men sitting in chairs? Oh no. No, he's not been going their own way. Oh my god. That's not the Emperor. That's the Hierophant, who we're going to be discussing next. Apparently, I keep grabbing the wrong man in a chair. There's a lot of men in chairs. Also, welcome in, Draps. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Men sitting in chairs, Emperor. Oh yes, let me get your reading. Let me find the Emperor really quick. Fun fact, I mentioned this the last time when we were playing Magic last week. I had a friend that made a deck of Magic cards where all of the cards were men sitting in chairs. I wonder if he would have ever made a deck with... There's the fucking Emperor. Lone Star, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. You are now our newest Vulpist. The only woman alive who likes the smell of Axe body spray. I never said I liked the smell of Axe body spray. I just said that it was synonymous with masculinity, apparently. So anyways, get the Hierophant out of there. Let me do your test fate really quick. Alright, Squeak. Are you lucky? Are you going to get sent straight to the Shadow Realm? That is an 11. That is not a double or 6. So you know that means Shadow Realm. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. How goes the Yu-Gi-Ohs? The Yu-Gi-Ohs are going. We are currently comparing tarot cards to their equivalent card in Arcana Force, which is an archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm full of lies and trickery? Are you telling me that I'm the magician in reverse? How could you? Then Ghibli offered his axe. He sure did. He sure did. Alright, so I finally found the fucker. There he is, the Emperor. So next, we have the 5th card in the Major Arcana, number 5, the Hierophant, which, I have to say right now, does not exist in Master Duel. But there was recently support added to the the OCG, for a card, Arcana Force 5, the Hierophant. So, let me show off the card to you. Let me find it really quick. How are you not playing this deck already? It feels like an easy choice for you. Because it's bad. Also, shockingly expensive in Master Duel. I've tried very many times to make this deck work. It just simply does not work. Basing a card, or basing anything off of chance, off of coin flips, isn't very consistent. So, yeah. The only cards who have appeared in the TCG OCG are the Hangman and Strength for some reason. Actually, there's more than that. That's actually not true, Plucci. You're a liar. I know the cards that are in the Arcana Force archetype, and those are not the only cards that are missing. So, we have the Hierophant. So let me find my browser. So this is the Hierophant. This is number 5, Arcana Force number 5, the Hierophant. It is not currently in Master Duel. It is a TCG exclusive. Oh, I think we have an ad. Kakuyunston? I need to watch JoJo Part 3. Surprisingly, oh, it's in Duel Links too. It only works with support, and then even then it's funky. Okay, so missing cards usually means they haven't been released yet. Yes and no. Some of the cards just haven't been made. The Hierophant? As someone who built Dragon Rules recently, Master Duel doesn't make certain cards very expensive. Or they don't make them very expensive for no fucking reason. Or they do make them very expensive for no fucking reason. I know there's an anime tax. Because, like, Blue Eyes is overly expensive. Dark Magician can be overly expensive. I know things like Galaxy Eyes can be overly expensive. Anything that has an anime counterpart is just unreasonably expensive for some reason. They do, yes. For no reason. Heroes are expensive. Yeah, that's another good example. They just make specific archetypes expensive because they're popular in the anime. Red Eyes is really expensive. It's really weird. I don't like it. It's crazy. Galaxy Eyes is fine, at least the main guys are. Well, that's good at least. Alright, so, number 5, the Hierophant. We have the Hierophant. It is a level 4 light fairy. They're all light fairies. The har 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 font. Yes, that one. So this is support that hasn't been released yet in the TCG or on Master Duel. So it has the effect, you can discard this card. This turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when an Arcana Force monster is summoned to your field. So that's not a quick effect, so you have to do that on your turn. If this card is summoned, toss a coin. Typical Arcana Force stuff. Head, special summon 1 level 4 or lower Arcana Force monster from your deck with a different name from the monsters you control and in your graveyard. That is very weirdly specific. Tails, special summon 1 Arcana Force monster from your deck to your opponent's field. So that is funny, because the negative sides, whenever they're summoned, so even from the deck, so they get summoned to your opponent's side, you could potentially blow up your entire opponent's field, or you could give them a really good effect like taking an extra turn. It's interesting. Oh, it is released in the TCG as well. My bad, I guess that'll explain why it's in English. The extra deck for Galaxy is UR's. Yeah, I knew there was some expensiveness. Welcome in, Nugget, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. We are currently talking about Arcana Force and the equivalent cards in tarot cards. Alright, so the Hierophant is a kind of a strange one in tarot because the positive orientation is about tradition, it's about conventionality, conformity, education, knowledge, that sort of thing. So if the card's effect is to special summon from your deck, I guess I could see, there's some conventionality because they have to share an archetype. I could see that. I could see some conformity as well by having to share an archetype. So there's some of that. There's some of that there. And then the negative orientation is rebellion, which I guess if you special summon one of your cards to your opponent's side, I could see that as being rebellious. Some non-conformity and some new methods. So I actually think the Hierophant does a very good job of representing the Hierophant in tarot. So good job, Konami. I like it. Is it good? No. But it's funny. You could either give them a self-flooding or a glass nuke. Yeah, exactly. You do be vibing on it right now. One of your friends released their first OG song last night. You've been vibing on it. Fantastic to hear. That's awesome. I've got some friends who've done music before too. It's always cool to see. All right, though. So that is number 5. So what comes after 5? Chat, count with me. What's after 5? I don't think I remember. Let me find it. There it is. I think it's one of the archetype's best cards, if I remember correctly. It does seem really good. Given. Yes? Wait. This card is the equivalent of a rebellious teenager that wants to run away because he's gotten too much broccoli. Yeah, I think you're right. Can't wait for the Master Chef kind of... There's sex? Yeah, sex. Aren't some of them bad on heads? Yes, some of them do have a bad effect on heads. We haven't gotten to any of them yet. Actually, have we? I think we forgot to talk about... Yeah, so the Fool is an example of that. So the Fool has a negative effect, because it negates your card effects that target this card if you do destroy them. I think the Fool is a really bad representation of the tarot card, because I didn't mention that either. I think it's really bad. I don't think it works. The card is just good for Arcana Force as an enabler to do things, but Laura is iffy. I think the representation, I think there's some examples there. I think it works. Definitely not 6. Do you think it's 6? I think it's 6. I think the next one is 6. And this is the Lovers. So the Lovers, as I mentioned earlier, the card on the tarot card has artwork based on the Bible. It is Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. So one thing about Arcana Force 6, the Lovers, where's the other one? Why is there only 1? It should be 2, right? There's actually some, what's the word I'm looking for? Comparison from the Lovers to Gemini. There's actually, one thing I didn't talk about the history of tarot is a lot of the card designs have to do, or the numbers were moved around to match astrological signs. This card is they, them. Oh, okay, they have 2 people. Okay, you're right, Pelucci, I see that. I see, you're right. So, this is Arcana Force 6, the Lovers. Level 4, Light Fairy Monster. It's a 6, so its attack and defense is 1600. And whenever it's summoned, you toss a coin. Arcana Force. Heads. This card can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of an Arcana Force monster. There's the they, them there, Plucci. Or Mr. Robotnik's wife. Ah, I see. or tails, neither player contributes summon Arcana Force monsters. So, the first effect, it would be great if it lets you normal summon twice. The second effect, it's really bad. That's one weird singular lever. Yes, it does look a lot like Squidward too, doesn't it? You zoom in on that face. It's kind of a funny looking card. So, the tarot card, on the other hand, has nothing to do with tribute summons. I know, shocking, right? But it's about, in the positive orientation, love, unions, partnerships, balance, unity, and that sort of thing. And the negative orientation, it's about disharmony, imbalance, conflict, bad choices, and bad relationships. So, tribute summoning, partnership, being used for 2 tributes, I could see to a degree it having some meaning to love partnership, maybe? But, yeah. Who else is tribute summoning in Arcana Force? I don't know. Not me. Damn it, I thought I was doing a tribute on a photo of your Oshi. Oh yeah, that kind of tribute. You're right, you're right. Oh god, wait, no, not that kind of tribute. No!
Balls.
Hello, Trooper, how are you? Welcome in. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for misrepresenting them. But anyways, I think the lovers is pretty bad. Yeah. So next up in Arcana Force, we have Arcana Force 7, the Chariot. Also, speaking of sideways cards, what's good? Welcome in, Tripled69. How are you doing? Drytron can Arcana turn skip. Yes, we were talking about that earlier. My deck is not really a power deck. We are currently comparing Arcana Force cards to their tarot counterpoint? Their representation in tarot. Chariot's cool. Chariot is cool. So in tarot, we have the Chariot. And in the tarot meaning, the positive orientation has to do with success, ambition, determination, willpower, self-discipline, that sort of thing. In the negative orientation, it's being overly forceful or having no direction, no control, or being powerless, having obstacles in your way. So if you're in a chariot and you're going down the way and there's nothing in your way, you are finding control, you're finding determination, and you're focused. But if things are in your way and you're riding in a chariot, you've got obstacles, you don't have any control, you don't have any direction. The moon is the best for sure in terms of Arcana Force or in terms of tarot cards, because fun fact, besides the devil, because the devil of course has a special place in my heart, the moon is my favorite tarot card. Counterpart, that's the word I was looking for, thank you. So the Chariot, in Arcana Force, so it's number 7, level 4, Light Fairy. Whenever it's summoned, you toss a coin. Heads, whenever this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon that monster to your field. In the negative or in tails, I should say, give control of this card to your opponent. So, does this have anything to do with power, direction, obstacles? Not really, I don't think. I mean, they're fun effects. I think the heads effect is kind of funny. It has 1700 attack, so you might be attacking over some things with it, but I don't know if it does a really good job at representing the Chariot. Holy, that list is spicy. This list is something. So, all of the cards in the deck, at least a good number of the cards in the deck, are supposed to be representations of their tarot counterpart or a counterpart that I made up. So, for example, my representation of the High Priestess is the Origami Goddess. Negative orientation still works because the cards are supposed to span anyways, and Duel Links they represent it visually. Oh, really? That's kind of funny. Oh, I like that, actually. I didn't know that. You remember in Duel Links this card is annoying? I could see that. I could definitely see that. So, that is Arcana Force 7, the Chariot, versus the Chariot. Next we have number 8, which, let me find it, is Strength. You need a couple of aces for sure. I should add a couple of aces. The remaining tarot cards are now real cards like the World. All of them are based on real tarot cards, and the World is one, yes. But welcome in, Asher. Hope you're doing well. A couple of aces was something that I had thought about putting in the deck, but I couldn't think of a good representation for the tarot card. So next we have Strength, which is number 8, and that one doesn't actually have a tarot or an Arcana Force alternative. So I said And these are kind of loose. For mine, I made Strength the Gambler of Legend. So as I said, I wanted all of them to have a coin flip effect, since that's kind of like the whole point of Arcana Force, is they're all coin flips. New cards are now in the real game. Yes, we were talking about that earlier. We were just talking about Hierophant. Couple of Aces is just Lovers Part 2. It's so true. So true. Let's go gambling! Yes! We will need to go gambling. If we can't manage to get any duels in with the deck today, we might have to do a Part 2 of this stream in the future. But either way, I'm having a good time yapping about tarot, and I hope you guys are enjoying it too. So, what number is this? Number 8, Strength, is about strength in the positive orientation and weakness in the negative orientation. Cup of Aces, and they're just two of Cups. So, Cup of Ace is based on Ace of Cups. And that is the only card in the actual card game based on a non-major arcana. When the support arrives, we try to do Arcana Force ranked. Oh god, I wish. I want to so bad. Yeah, whenever the new cards come, that is a good idea. Whenever the new support comes to Master Duel, we should totally take it into ranked and try to do tarot readings for people. Because, like, that was the point, but then I started yapping about tarot. It is from Rhoda? Wait, what's from Rhoda? It can come out anytime. Yeah. That's true. It could come out at any point in time. But yeah, so Gambler of Legend is a funny card. Oh, hey, look, an FCK. It has 4 effects based on the number of heads that, or the number of coins you flip and whether or not they're heads or tails. The reason I use this one for strength is because it's really strong when you get 3 heads, but it really sucks if you get 3 tails. So strength is strength in the positive orientation, weakness in the negative orientation, so I thought this was a pretty good representation. So 3 heads, destroy all opponents or monsters your opponent controls. 2 heads, destroy 1 random card from your opponent's hand. 1 head, destroy 1 card you control. Or 3 tails, discard your entire hand. I thought that was kind of a good representation of strength. The enemy effect of strength is basically Snatch Steal. Wait! Oh, is it actually? Interesting. I think that could potentially work. There's another card, the Hermit, that I think could be an interesting representation of Snatch Steal. It's either Snatch Steal or Be Snatch Steal. That's kind of funny. Yeah, so there are some anime counterpart. When this card is summoned, toss a coin and gain the appropriate effect. Take 1 control. Heads take control of 1 monster your opponent controls. Tails, your opponent takes control of 1 monster you control except this card. That's kind of funny. The Kermit. Yes, the Hermit. Yeah, it is kind of like a Snatch Steal, and it's not, doesn't until end of turn. Very fun. But yeah, so I said Gambler of Legend. If we ever got Arcana Force 8, the Strength, I'd absolutely throw it in the deck if I could. I would just destroy the Gambler for his luck. Damn, you hate him. Alright, so next, we have another one of my close favorites, the Hermit, which is number 8. This one also does not have an Arcana Force counterpart. I'm gonna keep forgetting it. So I chose for the Hermit. Have you guys ever seen this card? Do you guys know the de facto gamble card? Gamble? Hey, it's Fox. Hi, welcome in, Jotaro. How are you doing? This is a really funny card. So, you can only activate this card when your opponent's hand is 6 or more cards, and your hand is 2 or less. Toss a coin and call heads or tails. If you call it right, draw until your hand has 5 cards. If you call it wrong, skip your next turn. Joey Classic. Let's go gambling. God, I love to gamble. So, the reason I chose this one for the Hermit, which, let me find the boy. The Hermit. Is because the Hermit is all about the positive and negatives of isolation. So, in the positive orientation, it's about introspection, it's about self-reflection, it's about contemplation, and searching for self. So, you draw a bunch of cards in the positive orientation, you get a bunch of effects, you get good things. But in the negative orientation, it's about being isolated. It's about being alone, being lonely, or even antisocial. I think that's a pretty good representation of skipping an entire turn. So, I thought the Hermit was a good example. I thought Gamble was a good example for the Hermit. Like I said, it doesn't exist in the Arcana Force archetype. So, I got creative. Also, welcome in Cheeseland. How are you? Joey Classic, indeed. Joey needs a 12-step program. Maybe he does. Be risky and it makes it all worth your while. So, the funny thing about Gamble is if you got second coin toss, you might get a little luckier. What's happening? We are currently comparing Arcana Force cards and cards that I thought could be examples of Arcana Force cards with their tarot counterpart. So we just finished with number 8, the Hermit. Now we are going to move to number 9, which is, let me find it. Sorry, wait. I skipped one, I think. No, I didn't. Hold on. Fairy Box. Okay, yeah, Fairy Box is in there too. Let's see. Fairy Box is for Hanged Man. So we just did the Hermit. Oh, now we have the Wheel. So, Wheel of Fortune. So we're on number 10, actually. We already did 8. Wheel of Fortune does not have an Arcana Force numbered monster card, but what it does have is, where is it? Reversal of Fate. So this is a really weird Arcana Force card. This is actually an Arcana Force card because it says target one Arcana Force monster you control. And this is Wheel of Fortune. That monster's effect is now treated as the opposite coin toss result. It's very funny. So you can basically rig... If you get the wrong result from a card, you can flip this up and you can change the effect. So that's kind of silly. But for the way it works, Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel, it's known as both. In the positive orientation, it's about change. It's about luck, it's about fortune. In the negative orientation, it's about bad luck, lack of control, and unwelcome changes. Reversal of Fate! Yeah, it's a reversal of fate. It gives game show vibes. It kind of does give game show vibes. So, I actually think this is a pretty good representation of Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel, because it kind of is flipping fate, changing fate to whatever you would desire, and that, I think, is a good representation of the Wheel. So, after that, cue the Wheel of Fortune theme! Dun-dun-dun. Oh wait, that's Family Feud. Oops. Anyways, the next card we have is number 11, which is Justice. So Justice does not exist in the Arcana Force archetype. I don't think it even exists as a separate card. No, it does not. The next one we have is the Hanged Man, which we'll get to. So for this card, for Justice, I chose a card that you guys might know, Misjudge. So Misjudge is a coin flip card. A level 4 Light Fiend. If an opponent's card effect activates before resolving that effect, toss a coin twice, and if the result is 2 heads, negate that effect. You can only use this once per turn. So, the reason that I chose Misjudge for Justice is, well, she's a Justice. And you can decide the fate of things based on your coin flip effects. So, Justice in Tarot, in the positive orientation, it's about justice, it's about karma, it's about consequence, accountability, that sort of thing. In the negative orientation, it's about injustice, dishonesty, or corruption. So, being able to control, being able to choose whether or not things work, I felt it was the best representation I could find for justice. Can I force the others to buy a vowel for me? You absolutely could try. Wheel of Family. Joey would be proud. I hope to make Joey proud. She be on my Arcana till I force? Oh my god, I hope she's not. When you nut and she keeps sucking. Alright, next one. We have the Hanged Man. So, number 12, the Hanged Man. What about the Hierophant? The Hierophant we made into... Oh yeah, good point. I forgot to say what card I have as a representation because it only exists outside of Master Duel. I chose Bat and Bat. Cute little bat. So, up to thrice per turn, If your opponent normal special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can target one of them, toss a coin if the result is heads, change it to face-up attack position, or if the result is tails, change it to face-down defense position. Once returned, if another monster in the field is flipped toss or face-up, or a face-up monster is changed to face-down defense position, even during the damage step, you can target one of them, change it to face-up attack position or face-down defense position. So you basically flip cards face-up, face-down. And I chose this one for the Hierophant, because if you guys remember, the Hierophant is about tradition. It's about social groups, conformity, or non-conformity, or unconventionality / rebellion. So I thought, like, flipping face up, flipping face down kind of had to do with, like, conforming to the other cards. So if you're being different, you're flipped face down, you're rebelling. If you're faced up, then you're conforming. That was my representation. She flipping my coin until I land heads. God, I hope so. God, I hope so. Alright, so we are now on number 12, the Hanged Man. So, that one does exist as an Arcana Force card, but it is anime only. So, this one is a level 6 Light Fairy monster. Welcome in, Killer. How are you doing? Oh, that reminds me. I think I actually forgot to do Squeak's test fate. Squeak, are you still here? So we can take a quick break and do some test fates. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 more cards to go through. Shoot me by the back of the head before I leave again. I hope to not shoot anyone, but I might send you to the Shadow Realm. All right, let me see. No, I think I did test Squeak's fate. Let me see. Are you going to get sent straight to the Shadow Realm? Are you going to get lucky and you're going to get a terror rating? We shall see. That is a 7. That is not a double R6. All right, Ant Killer. I am going to bang, bang, shoot you down. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Salutes in the chat for Ant Killer. Farewell for now. Nif would also like to test fate. All right, Nif, let's test your fate. Are you lucky? Are you going to get sent straight to the Shadow Realm? We shall see what the dice decide. All right, Nif, that is a 6. That means you get a card reading. Your card will be reversed. I'm going to grab my Pulp Tarot deck because I'm currently using my Rider-Waite deck for this 3rd time in a row. You're just that lucky. Hey, 666. All right, Plucci, let's see. That is a 5. All right, Plucci. Gun. Thank you for playing. We'll see you back in 5 minutes. Salutes to the chat for Plucci. Farewell for now. All right, so you may ask the deck whatever question you like, and I will give you your reading. Because it was a 6, your card will be reversed. May the shadow be kind. No one can deflect my 20-meter radius emerald splash. I haven't actually seen that point. Nif is very lucky. Will the Master Duel servers not suck for me tomorrow? Let's hope they don't. Let's see what the deck says, though. Alright, here we go. Let me cut the deck. Remember when I'm back to, remember to enable raid redeems. I will. Alright, here we go. And it is a 6, so your card is reversed. So we have the Hermit. We were just talking about the Hermit. Alright, so and so the Hermit in the positive orientation. If you guys remember, the Hermit is all about isolation, both the positives and the negatives about that. So, in the positive orientation, the Hermit is all about self-reflection, contemplation, and solitude. So, will the Master Duel servers work for you tomorrow? Well, contemplation. It's gonna take some thinking. Whoever is behind Konami, or whoever behind your internet maybe it's your internet service provider that's causing the issues, or if it's Master Duel servers, somebody's got some thinking to do. Somebody's got some fixing to do. It's telling me they'll work as long as I'm not live. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is the thing. You have to be solid, or solitude. What is the other form of solitude? The adjective form? Solitary. That's the one. Thank you. Yeah, Hermit grind set. Welcome back, H-Lover. How are you? Solitary? I don't know. Yeah, that's the one. So, maybe it is saying that you can't be live to get the Master Duel servers to work. It's that those damn Twitch servers affecting your Master Duel servers. You can only do one or the other because it has to be solitary. I don't know. That's what the deck says. Isn't being a hermit basically just cottagecore? Yeah, pretty much. It's like, this is a really specific reference But has anyone ever read the book, Into the Wild? The, book about Chris McCandless? The guy who goes out into Alaska? That's what The Hermit makes me think of. It's like, trying to disconnect yourself from society. Oh, you've only seen the movie, that's fair. And dual streaming, maybe it's the dual streaming that's doing to you though, Nif. Maybe it's not just one or the other, it's the dual streaming. So only doing one stream to one specific website as opposed to both. Maybe that's the solitude you need. You turned off the second stream later? Oh, interesting, it didn't do anything. Weird, maybe not then. Phone is recharged, let's go. You have gigabit, I mean, yeah, I do too, so. It is weird, it probably is just the Master Duel servers. But in terms of the tarot reading, maybe it is the streaming. I don't know. Yeah, Into the Wild, it's an interesting book. Sad story. Kind of an interesting philosophical question. It has a lot to do with philosophy. Would I recommend it? It's an interesting story. Not exactly the most uplifting, though. Decent internet, but has a few hiccups at this time. She wants me to, yeah, go to Alaska right now. Get rid of all of your money, get rid of all of your items, and just run away to Alaska. Can you have your test fate now? Yes, you may. Did you ask a test fate, or did you do a card reading? I can't remember now. I think you successfully got a card reading. Was how that worked. So, if you would like to ask the deck a question, just let me know. I think I did roll your dice. If you want me to roll your dice again, though, I totally can. I need to remember we were on the Hanged Man. Yes. Let me get a sip of water. I think Alaska could be cool to visit at some point, but I don't know if I would live there. I don't know if you rolled. Okay, I will roll them. Let's see. That is a 6. All right, you do indeed get a card reading, lover. What is your question? I will go ahead and shuffle the deck. Your card will be reversed since it was a 6. My sister did that. She eloped and ran away to Alaska. Good for her. Whatever makes her happy. As long as she's happy and safe. Hopefully, you know. That's interesting, though. Eloping and running away to Alaska. Sometimes you just need to do that. Some people just need to disconnect from the world. It's like disconnecting from the internet, you know? This is why we need an RV with unlimited gas in the tank. So true. So true. Go travel the world. Go travel the nation. My chances of finding a new job. All right, let's see what the deck says. Doesn't Alaska have like an hour of daylight a day? It depends on the time of year. So during the winter, you have very short days. During the summer, you have very long days where you can have up to, I think, 23 hours of sunlight. All right, I will wait on the ads. I don't think I did test your Fate Inferno. Let me do that really quick. It looks like you also got a 6. All right, so what is your question, Inferno? Thank you for reminding me. I did think I forgot that. But yeah, Alaska has very long days during the summer, very short nights during the winter. No, other way around. Very long nights. She did forgore. The tracking on YouTube test fates is a lot more difficult than the tracking on Twitch test fates because I can go to the activity feed on Twitch, but there isn't an activity feed on YouTube, unfortunately. Oh, do you mean forgore to enable the raid redeems? I was waiting until 30 minutes after. Finally, enough hours in the day. I was waiting until exactly 30 minutes, which it is now 30 minutes, so I have enabled the raid redeems. So if you guys would like to suggest somebody for us to raid, it is only 1 channel point. Yeah, Kayla, or Inferno, you also get a tarot reading. Hatcher Brown, fantastic. I remember when the internet was as an escape from the real life. Now people use the internet, the real world to escape from the internet. I'm old. Will I ever see the one that once took my heart? Interesting question. We'll see what the deck says. All right, lover, what is your question? You may ask the deck a question as well. I'm gonna go ahead and do Inferno's reading really quickly, and then I will do yours. Will you ever see the one that once took your heart? It is reversed since it was a 6. We have 3 of Swords in reverse. Touch grass. I did, actually. There's a picture of me touching grass in the Discord. Did you guys see that? I touched grass over the weekend. I actually touched grass yesterday, but I didn't take a picture of it. Do I need to take a picture of every single time I touch grass? I actually touched grass today. Capitalism ruined the... Don't even get me started on Obsidian, but you're so right. You're very right. Okay, 3 of Swords in reverse. Well, in the negative orientation, Three of Swords is all about healing, forgiveness, and reconciliation. So, it actually seems that, yes, you will see this person again. And perhaps you might even get some forgiveness or some recovery, reconcile with the things that happened. So, good things. That is fantastic to hear. So, best of luck, and hopefully this reconciliation happens soon with this person. Hopefully that makes sense. If you need me to clarify at all, let me know. I'm gonna go make my cup of coffee for the day. Just want to stop by and say hi. Keep on rocking in the free world. To you as well, Jotaro. Thanks so much for stopping in. I appreciate that. You know what, Baratro? I can agree with that too. Swords of Revealing Light. And in a way, it kind of is. Alright, though, Lover, what is your question? Because you also get to ask the deck a question. And your card will be reversed since it was a 6. Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. Your chance of finding a new job. I forgot. Alright. Let us see what the deck says. We have... Dun, 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 5 of Swords. Alright, well... 5 of Swords is about some stress. It's about a little bit of conflict and potentially some arguments. Even some intimidation tactics. So it seems that your chance of finding a new job, while not necessarily slim, may be stressful. There may be some disagreements. There may be some arguments happening. Maybe some of the interviews you have aren't exactly fully successful. But it is something to look out for. So watch out for people intimidating you. Watch out for people being overly aggressive. Try to stand your ground, but try not to be too aggressive. But also know that there are multiple outlets, I should say. Sorry. So don't put your eggs all in one basket. Try and apply for different places. Try and find something that suits you, and don't settle for less. That's an important thing that I think the deck is trying to say. Don't settle for stressful. Don't settle for hostility. Find a place where you're comfortable, but also be aware of any intimidation tactics that they may be using against you. So hopefully that makes sense. If you need me to clarify, let me know. I don't know, to be fair, I really don't have person in question except the girl that always appeared in my time of need, but I can never remember her face. Destruction to all who oppose you. Exactly, Swiggity, exactly. Alright, though, hopefully that makes sense. And we can return back to some Tarot and Arcana Force cards. Pull all your eggs in Eggy's basket. Eggy? Who's Eggy? I don't know an Eggy. Alright. So, we were at the Hanged Man, number 12. Anyone in chat that recommended... oh, I haven't watched it yet. I totally forgot. Oh, the Eggman. Yes, the Eggman. Back to the Deck of Fate. Back to Arcana Force. Alright, so we were on number 12, the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is one of the other Arcana Force cards that has a card in the anime, but does not have a card in the actual TCG, OCG, or Master Duel. So the card in Tarot is about, in the positive orientation, sacrifice, a lack of direction, but also changing your perspective and contemplating. So you're flipping your world upside down. So it's a sacrifice, but it's also lack of direction, but changing your perspective. So there's some good things, there's some bad things. In the negative orientation, though, it's about stalling. It's about disinterest. It's about stagnation. So, yeah, thank you. The Arcana Force card that is actually made, when this card is summoned, toss a coin. Heads, during your end phase, destroy one face-up monster you control, and you take damage equal to its attack. In the so for tails, then, during your end phase, destroy one face-up monster your opponent controls, and your opponent takes damage equal to its attack. So, I could see where this is kind of coming from, so it's changing perspective. So, it has them flipped. So the heads effect is actually the negative effect, and the tails effect is actually the positive effect. Which is weird because the Hanged Man does not work that way. The positive orientation for the Hanged Man is the positive effect. Negative orientation is the negative effect. So it's weird that they flipped those. As well, though, positive is about a sacrifice, so that could make sense, I guess. I could see some of the similarities. But like I said, this card does not exist in Master Duel, so for this one, the Hanged Man, I chose everybody's favorite, Fairy Box. So the reason I chose Fairy Box is because it's about sacrifice, it's about changing perspective. So, for those that don't know, Fairy Box is a continuous trap. Whenever an opponent's monster declares an attack, toss a coin and call it. If you call it right, the attacking monster's attack becomes 0 until the end of the turn. I thought about the bat. I don't know why. So the bat I chose for the Hierophant. Shout out to, oh, that bat. There is actually a bat in this deck. But I can see Fairy Box, yeah. So, this one's about changing perspective. So you make your opponent's monster's attack equal to 0. And then during your standby phase, you pay 500 life or you destroy it. And that's the sacrifice. So I saw both of them having some of the positive orientation of the Hanged Man. Fairy Box, my beloved. It's a very funny card. So that is my representation of number 12, the Hanged Man. Now we move on to number 13. This is an interesting one because number 13, at least in the Western world, is commonly seen as an unlucky number. So number 13 is Death. Death is funny because it actually does have an Arcana Force card. It's not a monster, but it is also Konami, so it's been censored in the TCG. Death, its card is Tour of Doom. The Stall and Find Out What Happens card, Fairy Box? Yes, exactly. So, Tour of Doom. During your opponent's standby phase, toss a coin. Heads, your opponent cannot normal flip summon until the end of turn. Tails, you could not normal flip summon during your turn. So, it's very weird. Death converts the left card to the right card. Yes, it does. Also, it apparently prevents you from normal summoning or flip summoning. Or it prevents your opponent from normal summoning or flip summoning. Flu players in shambles, I know. It's a funny card. So for the actual tarot card, Death, surprisingly, is not about death. It's about transformation, which is why, you know, I'm writing this down for a future idea. I should do this with the Balatro tarot deck. We're gonna do this for Balatro at some point. That sounds like fun. Tour of Doom is pretty much a floodgate that can screw over either. Yes, it is, actually. Imagine Sartorius using that with always heads. It's a painful card if you get heads with it. So the actual tarot card, though, is about transformation, change, and letting go, and the positive orientation. So death in the positive orientation is actually a good thing. And the negative orientation, though, it's a fear of change, resisting change, or repeating negative patterns. So, interesting. I don't really see the full connection to Tour of Doom, but I guess I could see some. I could see some. But Babatro. Yeah, Babatro. I love Babatro. But yeah, so that is number 13, Death. Tour of Doom in Master Duel, and in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because we have to censor the word death. Oh, we can't talk about death. But anyways, that is Tour of Doom. I would like Balatro more if it didn't seem so riggy. I mean, get better, skill issue. Balatro is a skillful game, so if you feel like it's not working in your advantage, either you didn't necessarily build your deck wrong, or there is, of course, an RNG aspect too. It's a roguelike. Yeah, it's a roguelike. Transition or be an egg? Sure, if that's how you want to think about it. Okay, so next we have number 14. And with number 14, we have Temperance. Death is awesome. The card, or like... Because I like Death, the card. I think Death is interesting. So Temperance does have an Arcana Force card, but let's start with the tarot card first. We had Temperance to open some tarot readings today. Temperance is about balance, peace, patience, moderation. And the negative orientation, it is about imbalance, excess, extremes, or recklessness. Death card, my beloved. I do love the Death card. Did you know that Spell and Book and Prophecy are also tarot cards? I did not know that. So that is Temperance, the tarot card. For the Arcana Force card, we have Arcana Force, where is it? 14, Temperance. Temperance saw some meta relevance in dueling. Really interesting. I can see why. So during damage calculation, quick effect, you can discard this card. You take no battle damage from that battle. So it's what, Karibo? It's a Arcana Force Karibo card. And then if this card is summoned, toss a coin, Arcana Force. Heads have all battle damage you take. Tails have all battle damage your opponent takes. So I could kind of see the similarity. So it's about balance. Serenity Peace. So Peace, I could see having the battle damage. It brings you some peace because you don't take so much damage. So I could see that. I got close to 1 million with a hand for Belatra. The Belatra said no matter what you do, you lose because of combo. If it's because of the boss blinds you got, you should make sure that you're finding ways to reroll the boss blinds. Peace. 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 The One Piece. No, Scotty. No, not the One Piece! Temperance was the 7th best coin flip card in that game at the moment. It was relevant. There's a skill that required you to have 7 coin flip monsters in your deck. Yes, I do know about that. Yeah, there's some fun stuff with Arcana Force and Duel Links because of the... I can't remember what the effect is called, but there is one skill that lets you flip. You can see before and plan about them. Yeah, it's a fun skill. It makes me want to play Duel Links to try it, but it's probably not good anymore. Alright. So that was number 14, Temperance. Next up, we have number 15, Burger King Foot Lettuce. Number 15, the Devil. Face down cards is what got you? Ah, I see. Yeah, that one does suck. It was also a valuable light monster for Thunder Dragons. Ooh, I could see that. That's interesting. Oh, you're speaking about Belatro. Ah, gotcha. Duel Links was a time. Rush Duel Side is really good. I still need to try it at some point. The Devil from the Bible? So, yes. The Devil from the Bible. Also, there's a little reference to the Lovers in the Devil artwork. If you guys remember. The Lovers has 2 people on it. The Devil has 2 people on it. So, the Devil. One of my favorite cards. I also really like the Moon. But the Devil is great because the Devil is all about, in the positive orientation, so this is one of those weird ones where it's flipped. In the positive orientation, it's about oppression. It's about addiction. It's about obsession. Excess. Sin. Really. Gluttony. Greed. That sort of thing. The negative aspects of the Devil, it's sin, basically. It's the tarot card representation of sin. In the negative orientation, though, it's about independence. It's about finding freedom, release, or reclaiming power, reclaiming control. So the Devil in the negative orientation is actually a really positive thing. It's about finding your place in the world. It's about reclaiming that control over yourself, over your power, over your understanding. Great card. Fuck, I love me some good sin. It's fun. It's good. Rush Duel is in a 1-deck meta right now again. Oh god. Though the deck is free, hey, at least that's something. Sadly, the skills break the game at times. Yeah. We never really did deck building. We're just talking about comparing the tarot cards to their Arcana Force archetypes. We are currently on number 15, which is the Devil, which, again, this is Konami, so we can't have the Devil. We instead have the Fiend. Because if you guys didn't know, the Fiend is a translation from demon, but we can't have demons, so we have fiends. So, the Fiend is a more recent one, too. It is a level 7 Light Fairy. You can discard this card, add 1 Light Barrier, so that is the field spell that decides your coin flip effects. Heads, whenever it's normal summoned, or actually whenever it's summoned, not just normal summoned, but summoned at all. Toss a coin and gain the appropriate effect. Heads, when attack is declared involving this card, you can target 1 monster on the field, destroy it, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to its controller. Tails, if an attack is declared involving this card, destroy all monsters on the field. So, I see absolutely no comparison between the Devil and the Fiend. It's a pretty decent card, though. My face when I'm named the Fiend, but I'm a fairy at heart. I know. Very silly. Ever since I developed a vendetta against Belatro and attempt runs at times. Testing the deck shuffler is truly there something else. Even testing patterns is what you get for every 3rd round. That's interesting. I've never really struggled with that. Sorry that it happened, though. Hopefully you find it either a way to enjoy it or a different game. Sometimes games just don't work for people. Yeah, the Fiend. The Fiend. So that's the Devil. One of my favorite cards, as I said. It's all about independence, reclaiming, freedom, all that jazz. Alright, so next we have number 16. Also, I must say, Master Duel is alphabetized, which is great, but it does not work with Roman numerals because we just went from number 14 to number 15, but then we have to go back to number 18, yada. So we have 16 and 17, which do not have Arcana Force cards either. Vixie. Plucci, what? Isn't sorted by letters? It is sorted by levels. Oh, it is! Either way, it annoys me because they're not in the right order. Anyways, back to what we were doing. So, number 16 is the tower. We were talking about it's Tower Babble. Point and laugh, chat. I'm pointing and laughing at you because I was talking about Roman numerals. I don't know, there's something there. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Tower. The tower...
Power of Christ helps you.
Get a load of this, Fox.
The power of Christ.
Get a load of this, chat, huh? Damn.
The power of Christ helps you.
No shame for me. Whatever. Like I knew. I actually think I did know that, but I was just annoyed when I was looking at the cards. Haha. Anyways. Tower. I'm a bunny now. Hi, I'm Bunny. What is even going on? So, the tower is all about, in the positive orientation, disaster. It's about destruction, trauma. In the negative orientation, it's actually not good either. It's about averting disaster or delaying the inevitable. So the tower is never a card you want to see because it means something either really bad is going to happen or something really bad was about to happen and you've just delayed it. So for this one, I chose everyone's favorite little card. Time Wizard. So I chose Time Wizard because everybody knows Time Wizard does not have a very good effect. I mean, it's a decent effect. You call a coin, or you toss a coin if you call it successfully. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls, which is pretty good. But if you call it wrong, not only destroy all monsters you control, you then take damage equal to half the total attack of those destroyed monsters while they're face up on the field. So the positive effect is pretty good. The negative effect is really catastrophically bad. So, there you go. Time Wizard, the tower. I thought that was a pretty funny representation. Bunny suits are the sexy clothes for women. What are the sexy animals clothes for men? Penguin tuxedos? I could see penguin tuxes. Animals sexy. Oh, I mean, everyone looks sexy in cheetah print. Isn't that, like, the gimmick? Time Roulette. Time Wizard. He's the tower. That's my representation of the tower is Time Wizard because either it's an okay effect or it's really catastrophically bad. All right. Just a few more cards to go through. We have number 17, which is the Star. So the Star also does not have an Arcana Force card. Its meaning is, in the positive orientation, hope, inspiration. In the negative orientation, it's hopelessness, despair. So, for this one, I chose Lucky Chance. So, where is Lucky Chance? This is Lucky Chance. Once per chain, if a monster effect is activated, that tosses a coin, call heads or tails. If your call matches the coin toss for that effect, draw one card immediately after that effect resolves. So, you get... Every time you do a coin toss and you call it right, you get to draw a card. So that's pretty hopeful. That's pretty positive. There isn't really a negative thing. It's just you don't get to draw a card, which is kind of sad, kind of hopeless. So there you go. You're my star, Vixie. Well, thank you, Chow. You're my star. You're my little pog champ. Thank you, though. That means a lot. I like being your guys' hope, your guys' inspiration. I like being positive influence. Alright, fuck you too, Plucci. She said the thing! She did. Everyone point and laugh. She said the thing. The thing? The thing. Alright. So that was number 17. Now we finally have number 18, which I said is one of my favorite cards, the Moon, which does have an Arcana Force card. Dies from cringe or happiness? I don't know. One or the other. One or the other. Alright, so the Moon is number 18. It is all about, in the positive orientation, confusion. Complexity is secrets. There's some unknown things that you're not really sure about. In the negative orientation, though, it's about fear. It's about anxiety or misunderstanding. So, like I said, the positive orientation, it's uncertainty. In the negative orientation, it's anxiety. But it's also about, in the positive orientation, finding what is making you anxious. Finding what is making you struggle and trying to reanalyze that. And that guy looks like a dude named Glorpo. They put someone I like on the moon? They did. He does look like a Glorpo, though. Why is there a guy inside the moon? I don't know why he's a Cyberman. Don't show Dr. Eggman the moon, he might piss on it. That's true. What in tarnation? What in tarnation? Indeed. Alright, though. So this is Arcana Force 18, the moon. It is a level 7 light fairy. Whenever it's summoned, toss a coin. Once returned, wait a second though, Plucci. This is a level 7. This is a level 7. This is number 15. This is number 18. So I can be angry about it. This one should be before this one because of Roman numerals. Anyways. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can special summon one moon token, which is a level 1 very light monster with 0 attack and 0 defense. And Tails, once per turn during your in-phase target one monster you control, give a control of it to your opponent. Any comparison to the moon card? Not really. But it's interesting. It's kind of funny. I guess go for it. The moon haunts you. The moon does haunt me. Yeah, so they're both level 7. So, Roman numeral wise, the fiend should be before the moon, but I know, whatever. Welcome in, Xander. How are you doing? The moon does haunt you. Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. We are currently yapping about tarot and the Arcana Force archetype. And we just finished with number 18, so now we're moving on to number 19. Where's number 19? The sun. So, this is another one. How's the stream going? Stream is going fantastic. I'm having so much fun. This is one of my favorite things to do, is talk about some of my passions and comparing them to other things I'm passionate about. So taking tarot and comparing it to Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been very fun. Also, Smoky Crow, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. In the name of the moon. I haven't seen Sailor Moon in so long. Alright, so the sun, number 19, is about happiness. It's about success, optimism, joy. In the negative orientation, it's about blocking happiness, pessimism, maybe some unrealistic expectations or even some conceitedness. So the Arcana Force card does actually exist, just does not exist in Master Duel yet. So let me pull it up really quick. Here we go. Where are we? Here it is, the sun. When you take the moon and you take the sun, you take everything that seems like fun. The convergence of two passions. Very fun, very fun. Alright, so the sun doesn't exist in Master Duel, but it's in the TCG and the OCG. Hopefully it'll come to Master Duel soon. So remember, happiness, blocked happiness. If a card that has a coin tossing effect is on the field, you could special summon this card from your hand. I really like this effect. This is really helpful for Arcana Force. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card is summoned, cost a coin. Head, set one spell from your deck that has a coin tossing effect. Very nice. Tails, destroy all cards in the spell and trap zone. So, it's Heavy Storm, or you get a coin tossing effect spell from your deck face down on your field. I like this card really for the Arcana Force archetype as a representation of happiness versus blocked happiness. I could kind of see it. But I think the effect would more realistically offer something that has to do with, like, knowledge. So maybe I could see this with, like, the Magician or something. But the card itself is good. I think it's a very good effect. So I'm hoping for it to come to Master Duel soon. Also, it is a level 7, which I must say is very fun. Level 7 that can special summon itself. Definitely am not thinking about anything that has to do with Dark Magician with that. Of course not, of course not. But also, Lucky Straight. Lucky Straight. Anyways, last two cards. We have number 20, Judgment. So number 20, Judgment, is in the positive orientation about self-evaluation, reawakening, renewal, purpose, reflection, as well as reckoning. So it's all about finding some self-evaluating. It's about finding meaning, finding purpose out of the things that you have figured out, you've discovered. In the negative orientation, though, it's about self-doubt. It's a lack of self-awareness or failure to learn lessons, even a bit of self-loathing. So Judgment does not have a Arcana Forced card, so I came up with one. Also, welcome in Floopinman. This deck looks sick. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We haven't tested it yet. We'll have to test it another day, because I got too yappy and too happy talking about Master Duel. I'm talking about tarot, really. Yeah, so I do tarot readings, which is why I wanted to talk about Arcana Force and tarot, and the comparisons that I can make with them, because I am very passionate about tarot. We do tarot readings almost every day, except for the days that we do viewer duels. Which, by the way, we're going to be doing viewer duels on Thursday. Alright, so, for Judgment, I am no longer a bunny. We will need to do a part 2. I'm thinking that whenever the Arcana Force support comes to Master Duel, I would love to do a part 2, where I actually get to take this deck and I get to read people's fortune. But today, I just wanted to talk about Arcana Force and tarot cards, because they're really fun to compare. In the name of the moon, I punish you. Thank you, Robert. That was it. This is an interesting deck. It is a deck for sure. For sure, for sure. So, for number 20, I ended up choosing Sand Gambler. So, again, this Judgment is about self-evaluation, renewal, or self-doubt and a lack of self-awareness. So, I chose Sand Gambler because you toss 3 coins. If they're all heads, destroy all monsters on your opponent's side of the field. If they're all tails, destroy all monsters on your side of the field. So when you are confident in yourself, you can take charge, you can take things into your own hands, so you destroy all your opponent's monsters. When you lack that self-awareness, when you doubt yourself, you destroy all of your own monsters because you don't believe in yourself. That is my take on it. That's why I chose Sand Gambler for Judgment. Brap. Hello, Hardware, how are you? Sand Gambler is hot. He is an attractive, you know, chat. You know who that looks like? That's Leon Sex Kennedy, and you can't tell me otherwise. That's Leon Kennedy. Tell me it's not. Wood. Yeah, it's Leon! It looks like Leon. Also, welcome in Kortsu. Your kick-ass avatar. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's Leon Kennedy. My model is done by the wonderful artist Taku. He did all of the rigging, all of the artwork, and all of the modeling. So thank you so much. Light Yagami head. He does kind of look like Light. I was thinking Leon, though. I think he looks like Leon. All right. Last card.
The power of Christ tells you.
That's a literally drawn up on looks 1-for-1 for a character from GX. Wait, is it actually? That's so funny. He seems like a person who would flip a coin to see if he actually showed up the date so hard. Pass? That's so funny, but oddly specific. Swiggity, where did that come from? He looks like most white male game protagonists. That's true. He looks like the person you want to fuck the most right now, clearly. Oh, is that what you think? I see. I see. You okay? You got hit by something there. Wrench hit me with a book. He was trying to quell the demon within me, but it didn't work, so I just came back. He tried to give me the power of Christ. I was not compelled. Alright. Quick ad break. Oops. But then, we get back, we have the last card. And the card that everyone knows the most. The World. John Clyde Magnum in a way to get with Alexa. Who? Use the Jesus salesman. Yes, the Bible takedown. By the way, side note. Alright, side note. I'm listening. Yes, Zawarudo. The World. Maybe if we get her some more, she'll become normal. You could certainly try. I don't think it'll work. But you could certainly waste all your channel points. I have 3 great suggestions for baiting. I might just end up rating Hasher today. It is hard to take me down. It is indeed. We haven't rated Hasher in a while. So I figured we might as well send everyone to Hasher today. Alright though. The last card. Oh, Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I actually did all these overlays myself. I need Dio, no context. I know the context, actually. We were talking about that earlier, though. Just because you don't want to rate someone who's doing DVD? No. We actually have rated Cyber Zombie pretty recently. I haven't rated Hasher in a long time. Alright, though. So we have the world. So, everybody who has ever played against this card knows that it sucks to go against. Number 21, the world. If this card is summoned, toss a coin. Once per turn during your end phase, you can send 2 monsters you control to the graveyard. Skip your opponent's next turn. So, it is a turn skip card, which really sucks to play against, but it's very silly when you get it off. And there's actually pretty, oh my god, excuse me, pretty consistent FTK with this card. It's really weird, but it works. Flip a coin, and if you get tails, skip this one. So tails, once per turn during your opponent's draw phase, add the top card of their graveyard to their hand. So, the negative effect is bad, but there's definitely worse cards. Also, this is a really weird era where you had to know the order of someone's graveyard. You lost this in my first YCS tournament, made matters worse. My opponent was cheating? That's crazy, Swiggity. Okay, I need to know the story on this. That's absolutely wild. What? Yeah, so this card sucks to go against. Like I said, there's a reasonably consistent FTK with this deck. I've never played it, I've never played against it, but getting your turn skip sucks. The world truly is a monster. Get sent to heck. Get sent to heck. Alright, so, number 21, the world. And the positive orientation, it's about completion, achievement, fulfillment, which, thinking about that in the comparison to what it does, in Master Duel era and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very funny because, like, completion, achievement, success. By the way, you don't get to play your turn. Very ironic. So, yeah, that seems a little odd. In the negative orientation, though, it's about a lack of closure, a lack of achievement, or even feeling incomplete. So, I don't really see the comparison between the tails effect and the negative orientation. But, you know what? Interesting. I would actually argue that having to play less Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the turn skip is a good thing. Oh my god, Kuritsu, that's very funny. Too much? What is too much? The world? Maybe just a bit too much. Turn skip a bit much. But, you know, at least we're not playing Gamble, right? I would never put Gamble, the card that skips your own turn, into my deck. Oh my god, I did. Turn skipping is good. Less Yu-Gi-Oh! To play, less Yu-Gi-Oh! To play. Remember, chat, Sartorius was voiced by Takahito Koyasu, who also voiced the Joker in the Lego Batman movie and nothing else. No other characters at all. Absolutely no other characters at all. Less Yu-Gi-Oh! And it means only you get to play. True. I get angry when an opponent play card. Opponent no play card. But I skip your turn. So you want your opponent to play this card, not you. So, which, it would be funny, if there was a card that, so, this card is really only good for you. The negative effect is like, whatever. You don't really want, like, it's good for you too if you got that effect on you, because there is, was it the moon? You give control of it to your opponent. So, there is a slight strategy to this deck. I was planning on playing this deck, but like I said, we don't have time today, unfortunately. But we'll do a part 2. Whenever the Arcana Force cards get released in Master Duel, part 2, we read people's fortunes in Ranked. But yeah, Creature Swap is an idea with this deck, because you can give your opponent the negative effects, or hope that they get the negative effects. Because some of the positive effects are just like, great, I can't tribute summon. But some of them are like, there's some decent ones. Like, Temperance is pretty good. Anyways, though, that is unfortunately all the time I have today. I don't know if you play Magic with a build deck. You build decks like a Magic player. That's very funny you say that, Kritsu. Because actually, tomorrow, we're playing Magic. And I'm playing a Fox deck I built on stream last week. So, I made a Fox deck. We did it on stream together. We had a bunch of fun doing it. And tomorrow, I get to actually play with it and see how horrible it is. Get called out. I am called out. You caught me. I am a Magic player. I was a Magic player before I was a Yu-Gi-Oh player. But we're playing it in Arena tomorrow, so if you have an Arena Brawl deck, bring it tomorrow. You can play against my Fox deck. And then this deck we will play in Ranked at some point, but on Thursday we will be playing Viewer Duels and Master Duels, so get your decks ready for that as well. Read the schedule on Twitter or Discord. You could do that, but also if you're new to the chat, welcome in. Happy to have you, and thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure to follow on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube. Like the stream if you haven't as well. That really does help. Tomorrow we'll be playing some Magic. I'm very excited to try the Brawl deck. Be looking forward to that. Also, join the Discord. It's the best way to keep in contact with me when I am not live, and you get notifications whenever I go live, and whenever we host events, which, wink wink, nudge nudge, there may or may not be a Yu-Gi-Oh event soon, so check that out. If you've been meaning to try Magic, well, you should come back tomorrow if you can. We'll be talking about Magic as well. I have done a couple Magic streams teaching Magic, or at least attempting, to teach Magic to Yu-Gi-Oh players. Those are on my YouTube channel. You can find the VODs. Or as well, if you get into Arena, it does a pretty good job of teaching you how to play the game too. But yes, hope you guys all enjoyed today. I had so much fun. If you missed any of the stream, like I said, it will be up on my YouTube channel. You can check the VOD. You can watch the entire thing back, get all the history of Tarot, get the comparisons between Tarot and Arcana Force. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I gotta say, this was so much fun. I had so much fun doing this. I love talking about the history. I love talking about the comparisons. One day we need to take some time and try and come up with, like, better representations of the tarot cards. And then also we need to read people's fortunes in Ranked. I think that needs to happen at some point. Anyways, though, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys had fun. I certainly did. I'll see you all tomorrow for some Magic. We'll be playing the Fox deck. And we're going to be giving Hasher a raid. So if you guys don't know Hasher Brown, fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh streamer. I don't think he's playing Yu-Gi-Oh today though, but we're going to be sending you his way, so make sure to give him lots and lots of love, and I will see you all tomorrow for some Magic. But, as always, I love you all. Teacher, I didn't see any of this syllabus. I'm sorry, you gotta watch the lecture again. Alright, child, watch the lecture, you'll get what you need for the test. Good vibes! Oh, thank you so much, I appreciate that. We should have more history streams, that was fun. I would love to do more history streams. I would love to. I mentioned vampires. We might have to do a vampire stream. Take a picture of the board. True. Alright though, everyone, thank you all so much for being here. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, I love you all, and goodbye!